about staying in the Premier League, so it'll be interesting, the team selection for both teams.
Well, that's about it from us for here. I'm going to have a quick word with Ray Houghton, though, before we join Jim Proudfoot for commentary. And Ray, just to say, it's not happened at all for Fulham. It certainly hasn't happened for Tranmere. And I think the biggest task of the lot is for Shrewsbury.
Well, it is. There's no doubt, Mark. That's for sure. But I'm sure they'll give a good account of themselves. You know, just watching them warm up at the moment, they don't look overawed. No. And I've looked at the Liverpool side. It's not.
What's in store, Pinfeld?
Prices that take you back. Celebrating over 100 years of great values this month at Tesco.
Exactly what you said about that. I think we had a problem here for Rovers, for Tranmere Rovers, exactly that. They perhaps the occasion got to them a little bit with those tired legs. They started well for 7 or 8 minutes, and then they found they got thumped by a Maguire special. And then 4 others followed in that first half, and they were all great goals. And, well, that was enough for Tranmere Rovers, but they've made plenty of money, and that's important to them. The debate about replays will continue to go, David Colney, won't it, on and on, because for sides like Tranmere Rovers, that replay against Watford after they came back from 3 down at Vicarage Road, in the end not only set up money for them on that occasion, but for a much better payday against Manchester United, and they deserve and they need that money.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, what is the solution, I guess, to improve the FA Cup? If you look at the sides that have been put out by Premier League teams, invariably that they've been quite strong ones, and they've got them over the line. And some Premier League teams, look, they're not playing as much football as you think. Those in the Champions League, Europa League, yes. Those that are just in the Premier League, I mean, they're playing basically once a week. Plus you've got the international breaks. They can afford to go deep into the FA Cup. Should we scrap replays? I don't know. Maybe from the 5th round onwards, something like that. Yeah. I don't know. But I think a lot of these lower league sides, they deserve
certainly
to get a replay.
Certainly third round. I think you deserve. If you've got to the 3rd round, whoever you are in the FA Cup, particularly if you've come right the way through the qualifying or something like that, I think if you get a side, and you certainly deserve a second bite. But I don't think it's going to be much more than that in the future as well. So just to let you know then, it's Bournemouth tomorrow night against Arsenal, then the draw also tomorrow night for the 5th round of the FA Cup, then big game, Carabao Cup semi-final, 2nd leg at Villa Park against Leicester City, 1 apiece, and then, as I mentioned, it's the Manchester derby for a place against either of those other two in that final. A lot of cup action. It's been terrific over the last few days so far. We move on to Bournemouth tomorrow night, and there's some sun around eventually here. The pitch dried out. Manchester United was superb, and there was a red haze as the sun set here today, and it did turn into a Tranmere for Rovers, which was a real shame. But one question still to be asked: how long is it going to take Liverpool to tame the Shrewsbury? Let's find out with Ray Houghton and your match commentator on Talk Sport, Jim Proudfoot.
Thank you very much, Sags. Welcome to Shrewsbury, a town gripped by cup fever. A sellout crowd of around 9,500 packed in on a mild, dry, Salopian evening. The Montgomery Waters Meadow is just a short coracle ride from the old ground, which, from its vantage point on the banks of the Severn, witnessed many chapters of cup heroism. An Everton side featuring Wayne Rooney, beaten there back in 2003. Ipswich, when they were UEFA Cup holders, vanquished at Gay Meadow in 1982. Whilst the Shrews' most famous cup run of them all saw them claim the scalp of Manchester City in 1979 en route to the quarter-finals, where they were eventually beaten by near neighbours Wolves, but it was a season where they won the Division 3 title. And those exploits are remembered fondly still. They stand on the far side of the ground, equipped with a banner behind the 20 or so rows of Shrews fans proclaiming simply the spirit of 79. The 4 stands around the pitch, all self-contained entities. The Liverpool fans housed away to our right on their first visit here. The hotbed of noise is from the standing section behind the goal to our left, with green fields behind it and the occasional traffic of the railway line to South Wales sporadically trundling into view, lights piercing the dusk. Well, these are the 2 teams. Shrewsbury in predominantly blue with the amber stripe down the front, O'Leary in goal, Williams, Ebanks-Landell and Pierre the back 3, Love and Golborn the wing-backs, Norburn and Goss in central midfield, Laurent and Wally in support of Lang up front, with lifelong Shrewsbury fan Edwards amongst the substitutes, along with Beckles, Walker, Udo, Cummings, Hart and Murphy. Liverpool in all red, Adrian in goal, Williams, Matip, Lovren and Laruzzi, Kirivea, Fabinho and Jones, Elliott, Minamino and Origi. 11 changes from the side that beat Wolves down the road from here the other night. Keita, Firmino, Salah, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Hova, Alexander-Arnold and Quevin Kelleher on the bench for Liverpool. Change of referee as well. It's supposed to be Andre Mariner today, but he's called in sick, so it's Simon Hooper who is taking charge. And I think it's fair to say, in this part of the world, they haven't necessarily come with too much expectation. They've come with plenty of hope, Ray.
Yeah, they come with a lot of hope, Jim, I think. You know, they've got a lot of belief here in and around the stadium. The fans, I think a lot of them, we've seen it before a ball was kicked. They were looking to see the Liverpool players came out, the tunnel, and even when you were walking into the press area, there were so many fans outside both Liverpool and Shrewsbury. We were looking forward to seeing this Liverpool side come out, particularly with the big names that are on the bench. A really strong bench for Liverpool, isn't it? When you look at Firmino, Salah, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Alexander-Arnold. So if needs must, they'll be fine.
A day when both halves of the Merseyside, the Mancunian divide, have made imperious progress through to round 5, but can Shrewsbury overcome a 59-place deficit in the league structure to mastermind one of the biggest cup shocks of recent years? Liverpool's first team have swept all before them on the European, world and domestic stage. 384 days since Jurgen Klopp last saw his side lose the domestic fixture. But the history of this competition points to a legacy of extraordinary episodes. Will we get one of the most extraordinary of the lot here in Shropshire this evening? We're underway. Liverpool defending the end of the ground away to our right-hand side. So in the second half, their team, the Liverpool fans, will be kicking towards that end of the ground. Here's Lovren, the Liverpool skipper, down towards Laruzzi, the Algerian-born fullback, making his full debut for the club. Ball into the feet of Curtis Jones, who scored that goal against Everton that got Liverpool this far. Wonderful moment for him, his first in Liverpool colours. Header away by Ebanks-Landell in the middle of the 3 centre-halves for Shrewsbury. Then Golborn plays it forward over the top, and the offside flag is up against Sean Wally. Straight away and inside into how Shrewsbury might try and breach this Liverpool back line, doing what Wolves did the other night, trying to play long balls in behind that Liverpool back line for the pace to try and get onto. Well, you've seen Liverpool's back 4 there, Jim. They're quite high up the pitch, so there was a lot of grass to play the ball into. Unfortunately for Wally, they just went a little bit early. And the referee looked straight away over to his right hand side to where the assistant was looking for the flag. He went up a little bit late, but I think it was a correct decision. Is Kirivea in the midfield for Liverpool, worked out towards the right-hand touchline for young Williams, who fires it inside the penalty area, headed away well by Ebanks-Landell, and out for a throw which will be taken on the Liverpool right-hand side. Ethan Ebanks-Landell, who spent 10 years at Wolves before signing for the Shrews last summer, bringing experience to that defensive cordon. They'll need it today. Kirivea pulls it back. Minamino took a touch as he just tried to get himself into a shooting position. Maybe with a little bit more confidence, he might have gone first time. Shrewsbury got bodies back behind the ball, effected the block, and cleared their lines for a throw. In fairness to Minamino there, Jim, I think the ball back from Kirivea just had a little bit too much pace on it. But really good movement down that right-hand side. Kirivea, who normally sits, and predominantly likes to sit in front of the back 4, because of Fabinho's position, that's the one he's going to take for Liverpool. It'll free up Kirivea to move a little bit further forward, as he done in that
attack for Liverpool, pulled it back to 8 yards, 10 yards out. I think if it had just laid it back a little bit softer, Minamino could have hit it first time.
Those are the thoughts of Ray Houghton alongside me, Jim Proudfoot, at the Montgomery Waters Meadow. Shrewsbury 2.5 minutes in at 0-0 in possession. Cleared again by Ebanks. Landau, long ball over the top, but offside flag this time is up against Donald Love, and it's another free kick to Liverpool. Love, another player with big game experience. He's played in the Premier League and in Europe for Manchester United. Played against Liverpool in the Premier League when he was a Sunderland player, and he is playing on the right hand side of what is a back five when Shrewsbury are out of possession.
But just with Love and the way that Shrewsbury have started, Jim, they shouldn't be put off with the fact they've been caught off twice. Liverpool are playing really high, so there's a lot of space to play the ball into, and they should keep making them runs. You might just time it perfectly and get through.
Larouci's got it for Liverpool, down by the dead ball line, can't find a way past Love. Love cleared it into Larouci, hoping it would bobble out of play for a goal kick. It didn't, and his subsequent clearance goes out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Liverpool left hand side. Here's Curtis Jones, put under pressure by Josh Laurent. Just turns neatly, finds Origi. Origi's level with the edge of the Shrews penalty area, with Liverpool kicking from right to left as we look at it towards the southern end of the ground, and it's out of play for another throw which Larouci will take for Liverpool. 0-0 still the scoreline. Ball into the feet of Curtis Jones. Just got caught there by Norburn, who's one of 3 Grenadian internationals in this Shrewsbury starting lineup. Then a crunching challenge comes in from Love on Larouci. Play continues with Jones in possession, and Shrewsbury have done well to win it back, and it'll be cleared down to the right-hand touchline for Lang, holding it up, the former Liverpool trainee, but he can't bustle his way past Matip, and Fabinho is in there just to calm things down for Liverpool and work it through the centre circle for Pedro Chirivella. 4.5 gone, 0-0 on TalkSport on a day when Manchester City won 4-0, Manchester United won 6-0 to get through their respective fourth round ties. Tomorrow night, fourth round concludes, at least at the first time of asking. It's Bournemouth Arsenal, that one also live for you on TalkSport. Here's Chirivella, the inside right position for a moment for Liverpool. Just deposits the ball at the feet of Williams, out to the right hand touchline for Harvey Elliott, clipped forward intelligently for Minamino. Elliott's continued his run. Minamino will get towards the byline and win the first corner.
Lovely intricate football from Liverpool once again down that right hand side. I like the boy Williams, he gets forward to good effect from that right back position. Elliott with a lovely little floated ball over the top for Minamino. Thought he played it off the defender of Shrewsbury there, but the assistant on the far side seen it coming back off Minamino and out for a goal kick to Shrewsbury.
Yes, Stuart Burt is the linesman over on the far touchline. He was absolutely adamant that it was a goal kick, with the referee Simon Hooper having originally signalled for a corner. It's a goal kick which will be taken by Max O'Leary, a youngster on loan from Bristol City who made a handful of appearances in the Championship last season. His long clearance flicked on through the midfield. Wally will chase after it, but it's going to be easily picked up by Adrian in all black this afternoon. Just bowling the ball out from our right hand side to Dejan Lovren. Lovren going square to his right hand side for Joel Matip, who hasn't played for 3 months because of a knee problem, but back in the side today. And as he rolls it forward, there's a free kick given Minamino's way on the halfway line. Wanted to take it quickly, but the referee said the ball was moving. It's going to be retaken by Liverpool on halfway. An opportunity to get the bodies forward. 6.5 gone. Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 0.
You know, just looking at the balance of the Liverpool side, Origi's certainly staying over on this left-hand side, keeping his width. Elliott's doing likewise over on the right. Minamino, it's not a natural position for him, Jimmy, being like the false nine, if you like. He wants to come a little bit deep and get involved in the build-up play. I just think they might be missing a trick, maybe not putting Origi through the middle. Minamino could play a little bit deeper, and you could actually play Jones a little bit further up on this left-hand side.
Well, Minamino played the vast majority of the game coming off the bench at Wolves the other day as a right winger in what at times is a 4-4-2 for Jurgen Klopp. Here's Wally now for Shrewsbury, rolled forward. This time the flag stayed down. Telltale glance across at the linesman from Josh Laurent. They couldn't get there anyway. It goes through for Adrian away to our right hand side, and he will bowl it forward to get Liverpool going again.
Well, that's certainly the game plan, isn't it, for Shrewsbury? And that's when they get the ball in midfield, they're looking for runners. You know, whether it be one of the wing backs, Love on their right hand side got forward to good effect, and Laurent from midfield there made another run. I think the flag would have went up because he wasn't in an offside position, because he was nowhere near the ball and it was going through to the keeper. The linesman on this near side didn't put his flag up, but they've settled in okay. You know, they don't look overawed by the occasion at the moment.
Minamino able to thread it through. Divock Origi taking it on and firing just a fraction wide. Good link-up play between the Japanese and the Belgian. He took it down, Divock Origi, spun and hit a low right-footed shot from 20 yards, which had O'Leary grasping at air, but it went just past him and the post. Now to play for a goal kick.
Decent strike that, wasn't it, from Origi? He found himself in a central position and he turned on it quickly on his right foot, got his shot away with none of the centre-halves coming out to get a block on. The goalkeeper was scrambling, wasn't it, to his right-hand side, O'Leary. I'm not sure he would have got there if it had hit the target. Just a warning shot there to Shrewsbury that they have to get tighter on these Liverpool strikers.
He's got a good record this season, Max O'Leary, the young goalkeeper. 25 games, only conceded 25 goals, 10 clean sheets in that time. Shrewsbury tend to be a side that don't score too many, don't concede too many either. And certainly it is the lack of fire, the relative lack of firepower in League One that has been an impediment to their season. They don't quite average a goal a game in league football. Slightly more than a goal a game here on home soil, where they've only lost 3 games so far. Beat by Rotherham, Fleetwood and Bristol Rovers in the league this season. Here's Laruzzi making his way forward for Liverpool. Level with us. We're about 20 yards or so inside the half that Liverpool are attacking in this first half. Lovren playing it out wide towards Williams. Back it goes to Matip, who will then turn and send it 40-50 yards behind him back to his goalkeeper Adrian, who controls it neatly on the edge of his own penalty area and then plays it forward towards halfway. Nico Williams to Kirivea, and Williams getting the return ball, can't keep it in, and it's gone out of play for a throw which Scott Goldborn is going to leave for Aaron Pierre. It's Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 0, 10 on the clock.
Well, just the shape that Shrewsbury are employing, it's just taken a while for Liverpool to figure out. You know, it certainly looks more of a 5-3-2 to me. So certainly Wally looks like he's going to play a lot closer to Lang. They've got the 3 midfielders and it's a back 5 when they're defending. Obviously the 2 wing backs can push forward when they're in possession of the ball. But they'll just keep their discipline at the moment, keeping the shape. You know, Liverpool are finding a bit of a struggle at the moment, really, to get the midfielders. You know, you're looking at Caravellia, you're looking at Jones and Fabinho to get on the ball and really dictate the pace of the game from that area of the pitch.
Yes, Goss, who's the player that's come into the side to replace Dave Edwards, is playing on the left-hand side of the midfield 3. And Shrewsbury have a problem with a player who's gone down injured.
I think it's Norburn.
Yeah. Who has been linked with a move away from Shrewsbury. The Sunderland, the Shrews League One rivals, desperate to try and get him to sign. They're talking about the potential of a £650,000 move. Sam Ricketts wanted to get this cup tie out of the way before addressing what to do with his captain. But he's down injured at the moment, just caught in the midfield about 6 or 7 yards inside his own half. It is 0-0. We've played 11 minutes here on TalkSport.
Yeah, just looking at Norburn, he does a really good job in front of the back 5, doesn't he? You know, and he looks a neat and tidy footballer, good leader. You can see he's organising the players in and around him. And it'd be a big loss if he had to go off in a game of this importance. You know, and what it would mean to him in his career. I'm sure he'll be up and hopefully ready to continue. He's just walking off to the far side with the physio at the moment. He's just walking a little bit gingerly at the moment. Obviously, I think it might have been a clash of knees. That might have been the problem for him. But hopefully it's just an impact injury and he'll be back up and ready to come onto the pitch to play.
You're listening to Shrewsbury against Liverpool in the 4th round of the FA Cup. It's live on TalkSport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. A true professional always goes the extra mile. Search Fiat Pro 555. Terms and conditions apply. Here's Origi. Norburn is back on. Origi clipping it inside the penalty area. Knocked away by Pierre. Brought down by Lang. Lang just asked a little bit too much of Love, who scampered down towards the near touchline and wrapped his right foot around it, sent it upfield, but it had already gone over the line and out of play for a throw.
I've seen a little bit of Lang just on the highlights of games that they've been involved in this season. I think he says he's an Everton fan, isn't he? You've got
That's right.
Yeah, the youngster coming up. But I've got to say, technically, he's very, very good. And there must be something missing that other clubs haven't, coming out a little look at him. Because technically, I've seen him with some of the turns that he's had, and he's a threat inside the 18-yard box.
Well, he's on loan from Wigan. He's only scored the 1 goal so far in 9 previous Shrewsbury appearances. He certainly seems to have something about him. Lovren sends a long ball in here, which is easily claimed by O'Leary, under a little bit of pressure from Elliott. Lang leading the line along with Wally. Scored the winner at Fulham in the 3rd round of the FA Cup last season when he was playing for Oldham on loan. Callum Lang. So already
he scored
at
a
the
few for Oldham, didn't he, last season?
Absolutely, had an excellent season. 16 goals in total, but as I say, just the 1 so far this season, split between his brief appearances at Wigan and his time here. Goss, tall, dark-haired midfielder from the West Country, who was also at Manchester United as a young man. Heads it forward. Liverpool will be able to build and get it going themselves. Over halfway with Williams. Williams turning it back for Matip. 13 minutes where Shrewsbury have been able to lay a pretty solid defensive foundation down. Haven't had a sight of Adrian's goal yet. Just the one that shot to concern Max O'Leary at the other end. Matip will bring it forward. Williams is approaching the edge of the Shrews penalty area. Great ball in, and Minamino couldn't get the contact he needed. But that was a really presentable opportunity, and Liverpool should be ahead.
What a ball, Jim, wasn't it? For me, it's all about the delivery from Williams. I talked about him, and I thought he's been excellent in the games I've seen him this season. He's got a huge future. He's got a real tough challenge getting ahead of Alexander-Arnold into the Liverpool first team. He gets forward to great effect. Very good delivery. He's put it into a great area, and in all due respect to Minamino, he's got to finish that. He's got to get something on that. Brilliant ball, and should be 1-0 to Liverpool.
Minamino has scored 9 goals this season, all coming for Salzburg prior to his move. Of course, one of them came against Liverpool in the Champions League. Ball is out of play for a throw, which will be taken by a man with Manchester United connections, Roshawn Williams, the player who's playing on the right, the 3 centre-halves. Launches it down the line. Liverpool swiftly return it. Now it's ready through. Curtis Jones is in. The angle is tight, but it's no impediment to him. And he drew O'Leary, slots it past him, and the man who scored the winner for Liverpool in round 3 has put Liverpool ahead in round 4. Curtis Jones. And it's Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 1.
Well, Jones will get the headlines for the goal, Jim, the way he finished. He never looked like he was panicked at all, did he, when he got inside the 18-yard box? He just waited for O'Leary to make his move. He just side-footed with his left foot, passed it into the back of the net. But the one for me who should get all the plaudits is Caravella. What a pass that is. He reversed it. Everyone was expecting him to go out to the right-hand side. He reversed it to the left through the centre, left the centre for the run of Jones, who got through 1v1 against the keeper. Never looked like missing. And a real uphill battle now for Shrewsbury.
So first blood to the men in red. Curtis Jones, second senior goal of his career, and they both come in this competition. Liverpool trying to build the ball through the midfield. Norburn has it for Shrewsbury though. To his left for Laurent. Now out towards the left-hand touchline for Scott Goldborn. Very experienced operator at the left of the back 5 for the Shrews. Back he comes to Pierre. Pierre will try and make his way forward with Goldborn outside him, but it's a good strong sliding challenge to knock it away, and he goes out of play for a throw which will be taken on the Shrewsbury left-hand side. He's about 20 yards inside the Liverpool half. Just waiting for a little bit of movement. Lang providing it down the left-hand touchline. It's thrown back to Norburn, but the return ball goes out of play past Goldborn and out of play for a Liverpool throw. Now let's catch up with TalkSport's reporter Ian Abrahams just behind the Liverpool dugout. Moose, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yeah, no more than about 5 yards away from Jurgen Klopp. Very understated celebration of jumping in the air, both hands above his head, clapping Curtis Jones after that goal. Very, very satisfied. He wasn't so satisfied with Minamino a minute earlier with the header, by the way.
So Jones with the goal that's provided the breakthrough. And now Lovren will be able to play it down for Fabinho's just drifted out to the left-hand side of the midfield area for Liverpool. Vital minutes for Fabinho today. Getting acclimatised back to first-team action after missing 8 weeks with an ankle injury. He Came off the bench at Molineux the other night and gets the start this evening. Here's Minamino, his black gloves, laid back for Lovren, put under pressure by Wally. It was almost telling pressure as well. He was able to knock it across the edge of his own penalty area for Matip. Now Williams brings it forward. Kirivea, back for Williams again, who controls it with his first touch, sends it back to Matip with his second. Lovren spins it forward to Minamino. Minamino takes a touch and then hits a long diagonal over the head of Kirivea, who will chase, but Goldborn's going to be able to run round it and will be able to shepherd it out of play for a throw which will be taken by the Shrews in their left back position down by the corner flag. 17 gone on TalkSport. It's exclusive for national radio from the Montgomery Water Stadium. It's Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 1.
Well, Liverpool be delighted with the opening goal that they've got, Jim. 18 minutes in, they're in control at the minute. You know, Adrian's had nothing to do in them 18 minutes. I just think now with Shrewsbury, who started well enough, talked about the shape that they had, they were frustrating Liverpool, but now they've got to start pushing up a bit further up the pitch. I just watched there when Wally went to close down, I think it was Lovren, and I was looking for the players who were coming in behind them. No one. The back five were still well in their own half, so deep, and there was so much room. It was pointless for him to go and chase. He should be the trigger. Once he goes, everyone should be coming up behind him.
This is a second successive trip to round 4 for the Shrews, who took Wolves to a replay this time last year, drew 2-2 here, then lost 3-2 at Molineux. Ball play forward, Lang is offside. It's only the third time they've reached round 4 in the last 15 seasons, though. They got through to round 5 4 years ago, and they lost to Manchester United here. They beat Cardiff and Sheffield Wednesday en route to the last 16. But they've got work to do against the champions-elect today. Trailing to that Curtis Jones goal. Lovren, down for Origi. Origi's ball forward, easily read by Ebanks Landell, and then turned round the corner by Lang for Wally. No flag against him. Lang will take it on, but Jones has done really well from a defensive viewpoint there, and then turns brilliantly in front of the Liverpool fans, gets himself out of trouble, and Larouci will help it down the line. It's really good defending.
Yeah, all round, Jim. They didn't panic at all, the Liverpool players did. They played themselves out of a very tight situation. But once again, Lang, he's a willing runner, isn't he? He's got decent pace about him. It was just Jones read it so quickly to get into a covering position. A lovely piece of skill to get him out of that tight part of the pitch that he was in, and then eventually Larouci helped him out over in this left back position, and they worked it well, Liverpool.
Matip will play it forward, and Nico Williams, the Welshman, can play it back towards halfway. Another long diagonal over the top. Curtis Jones will make the run. Ebanks Landau backpedaling, heads clear only as far as Minamino on the edge of the penalty area. Just trying to set it up for Harvey Elliott. Then it's half cleared and Kirivea knocks it back in. It's Jones again, and it's wide this time.
Yeah, well, there you've just seen Shrewsbury. They're clearing your lines. They're trying to play out just in front of their 18-yard box, giving the ball away. Liverpool on to in a flash. Kirivea really high up the pitch, closed down quickly, eventually come to Jones on his left foot, snatched at the shot slightly, which took it wide of the target. Just one or two mistakes coming into the Shrewsbury play at the moment.
They do have an outstanding record on home soil in the FA Cup. The Shrews have only lost one of the last 17 home FA Cup ties.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? I think was it 10 wins, 6 draws. I think the one defeat was at Manchester United.
That's right, 4 years ago, yeah. But work to do here, as I say, with Williams laying it back now through the midfield for Liverpool. Lovren is on halfway. Tall Croatian playing it down to Larouci. His ball forward easily cut out by Williams. And now Lang trying to take the ball up the right-hand touchline. It's very quickly crowded out by 3 or 4 Liverpool players. He's had no room right in front of the Shrewsbury dugout. Lang winning it back, plays it forward through the midfield, and Goss was caught. And it's a free kick to Shrewsbury on halfway as Goss looks across at his manager Sam Ricketts, just asking for a little bit of clarification, potentially about the game plan there, or complaining about something. And his manager just stands in his suit and his dark coat with his hands outstretched. It will be a free kick which will be taken by Shrewsbury in their predominantly blue kit with the big tall amber central stripe down the front. Ebanks Landell will take this free kick from halfway. He's just trying to clip it up towards the left hand side for Goldborn. Liverpool were defending with quite a high line. It was an easy ball to head away because it had so much air underneath it. And Kirivea almost able to mount a counter attack, but the home side got back behind the ball. O'Leary, goalkeeper, chips it down towards the near touchline. Love has retreated and controlled it neatly, and then a little bit of pressure applied by Lang on this near touchline on Lovren. But the last touch came off a Shrewsbury player and out of play for a throw, which Liverpool have taken quickly with Lovren back for Matip, who finds his goalkeeper. And we're already midway through the first half with Liverpool leading by a goal to nil.
Well, that last free kick that Shrewsbury had, it was the right idea. You know, they had Goulburn, the left wing back, up against Elliott. I mean, it's a mismatch size-wise, but it was a really poor ball out to that left-hand side, which allowed Elliott to head the ball clear for Liverpool, actually started an attack, because Caravello picked the ball up and Minamino had made a good run forward for him. I just think in situations like this, where Liverpool are playing it from centre-back to centre-back, that they're not really closing down. You know, Goss or Laurent or someone has got to come out from their midfield positions and try to put them under a bit of pressure, not allow Liverpool just to pass it from side to side at the pace that they want to.
Well, so far possession has been more than 80% to Liverpool, 82-18 in their favour. A lot of it in good areas as well, but now Shrewsbury can break. Goss trying to hook it over the top. Adrian sprinting outside his penalty area, there ahead of Wally. I think the Shrews are going to make a change. Dave Edwards has been called over. Shrewsbury able to get it through. Here's a chance, big chance. Wally saved by Adrian. And that's the kind of opportunity that if they're going to get themselves back into the game, they have to take a chance that's as gilt-edged as that. 2 against 1, breaking forward. Liverpool looked for a flag that wasn't there. And if anything, you had too much time to think about the opportunity, the headlines, and exactly the magnitude of the situation. Goalkeeper off his line was able to thwart him, but it should be 1-1.
Great contrast, Jim, isn't it? You look at Curtis Jones when he goes through, coolness personified, never looked like he was going to miss. Whereas when you see Wally going through, it sort of telegraphed where he was going to go with his strike. I mean, Adrian only just stuck out his right leg to make the save. He's got to do more, shift it, move his body weight one side to the other, try to take the goalkeeper out of the equation. He just made it much easier for the goalkeeper to make the save. And you talked about maybe the one of the players come off, it might be the skipper, because he looks like he's just struggling a little bit at the moment.
Ball is played in here by Goss from a free kick, and it's easily claimed by Adrian, who can race the edge of his penalty area. Well, a sight of goal for Shrewsbury, but it should have been an equalising goal. Glorious opportunity for them, a brilliantly timed run. And Wally, who's only got a couple of goals in 30 games this season, just unable to make the most of the opportunity. He tried to play it down into the bottom left-hand corner, and Adrian did well to stretch out his right leg and get it away. Now at the other end, Laruzzi will try and find a way through. Ebanks Landel's defended it really strongly, but it's just gone over the line and out of play for a throw, which Liverpool will take about 10 yards from the corner flag on the left flank. 1-0 Liverpool.
No, that was a mistake there from Williams, the centre-back there. He came out there, ball went under his foot. That's where you lost concentration at times.
Well, Shrewsbury are going to make a change, and it's Dave Edwards who will be coming on. Back at his second spell at the club, vastly experienced. He was originally here between 2003 and 2007, but he's a local boy and comes from a family of Shrewsbury Town fans. It will be a very special moment for him, and he is going to be coming on. He's just getting final instructions from Shrewsbury coach Brian Jensen, and it will be Norburn who he will replace.
It's a double whammy, isn't it? You're losing your skipper, and you said, Jim, you know, there has been a lot of talk about maybe moving on with the club that are prospectively going to buy him, be taking him. If he's got an injury, he's going to keep him out for any length of time.
Well, Dave Edwards played in the Wolves side that beat Liverpool in the FA Cup 3 years ago. He was also in the Luton side that held Liverpool back in 2008. Hasn't just been a glorious cup pass, because he will point to a Shrewsbury defeat to Histon back in 2004 that he was a part of, but he comes on here against Liverpool again. Here's one of our own, sing the Shrewsbury fans. Edwards on for Norburn. Liverpool in possession. Fabinho clipping it in. Laruzzi climbing high, but it sailed over the head of the left back, who made a run into an attacking central position. And it goes out of play for a goal kick, which will be taken by Max O'Leary. 27 gone on TalkSport. Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 1. Here's Ray Howe.
Yeah, just looking at the shape now. Goss is the one that looks like he's going to be the sitting midfielder of the three. Laurent will stay on that right hand side of it. Edwards on the left. just go back to that chance for Wally, Jim. You just wonder if Shrewsbury are going to get a better one in the course of the 90 minutes. You know, that was outstanding. 1v1 against the keeper. He's favourite to go through and score. And I think he just hit it too early. He sort of telegraphed where he was going to go with the shot, which made it easy for Adrian to make the save.
Yeah, he scored at Fleetwood at the weekend, but as I mentioned, that's one of only 2 goals he scored this season. A player with a good non-league pedigree. He would play for the likes of Witton Albion and Droylsden and Hyde before getting his chance in league football. And what a chance that was for him to score against Liverpool. 1-0 to Liverpool with the goal from Curtis Jones on 15 minutes, the difference between the sides. Shrewsbury, you'd think, will be heartened by the fact that they have been able to create one opportunity. They've come close to being able to get in behind the Liverpool back line on 3 or 4 occasions, with the offside flag thwarting them on most of them. They got one right but couldn't make the most of it. Here's Williams finding Elliott. Elliott to Fabinho inside the centre circle for Liverpool, and he just clips it with the outside of his right boot. Down for Lovren. Lovren's ball down the inside left channel is easily headed away. Laurent back for Goss. Goss volleys it forward, and Lang will scamper after it. He's quicker than Lovren, but Lovren had so much of a head start, it was easy for him to defend it, and then it's played away by Adrian, away from Wally to Fabinho, to Matip, and out to Williams, and Liverpool very quickly can switch the play out towards the right flank with an opportunity to bring it forward again. Kirivea in the midfield, the Spaniard laying it back for Fabinho. Fabinho turning it forward here for Minamino, who's got Williams, the full-back, to his right. Low-driven ball in from him. It comes away and out of play for the first corner of the afternoon to Liverpool.
And that all came from Liverpool playing out from the back, from the goalkeeper. I mean, you look at Adrian, Jim, when he was at West Ham, he didn't play that way. He didn't pass the ball out in the manner he did. So going to Liverpool's improved him as a goalkeeper. You know, and he knows that's what he has to do. He has to get on the ball. Corner work short by Jones for Elliott. Left-footed ball clipped inside the box. Lovren at the far post. There's a bit of shirt pulling going on, probably both ways from him and Aaron Pierre, but it is a free kick Shrewsbury's way inside the box. Let's go back pitch side. Ian Abrahams.
You mentioned Aaron Pierre there. The ball very, very firmly came off his arm to go out for the corner. I'm surprised that Liverpool didn't appeal more for a penalty. But just going about Dave Edwards, met him for a coffee this week here in Shrewsbury on Thursday. His dad and his son both here today. His son hasn't missed a game this season. He'd love to get a winner this afternoon.
Or an equaliser will do at the moment.
Yeah, an equaliser will start with. That'll be good.
Just wonder, the FA Cup's got so many great stories, like Dave Edwards being able to make an impact today. He's still got a couple of years ahead of him, undoubtedly, but he'll be the first to admit that maybe his best years are behind him. He's had an outstanding career as Dave Edwards. More than 530 games of club football behind him. Ball out of play for a throw to be taken by Scott Gorbourne on the left-hand touchline for Shrewsbury. Trailing Liverpool 1-0 in the 4th round of the FA Cup. It's live on TalkSport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. A true professional always goes the extra mile. Search Fiat Pro 555. Terms and conditions apply. Shrewsbury try and get the ball down the left-hand touchline. Gorbourne's got it. Gorbourne twisting one way and then the other under pressure from Harvey Elliott, who won it and now can emerge with the ball at his feet with 2 teammates ahead of him, one of which was Jones. Edwards comes back and covers, does really well, gets the ball away from Harvey Elliott, and then gets the return ball from Gorbourne and calmly plays out from the back to find Goss. And to the left for Ebanks Landell, who will clear his lines for Shrewsbury, but back it will come again from Fabinho. Fabinho's touched a little bit heavier. Wally has come back, picked his pocket. Laurent to Goss, now down towards the right-hand side, and the Shrews will be able to bring it forward. And Laurent gets the instruction to turn and nudged it away from Laruzzi. Lang, love to his right. Laurent tried to play him in. He was in space on that right-hand touchline, but it just ricocheted back off a pair of Liverpool legs. Minamino brings it forward. Shrewsbury will be able to mop up with Williams, but that was much better from them, and the crowd have responded.
Absolutely, Jim. That's what you look at. They played themselves out of a really tight situation there. And I tell you what, the ball out wide was an easy one as well, but Fabinho, to his credit there, picked up a great defensive position just to clear the danger for Liverpool.
Goss flights it forward. Quite a flat delivery, which Edwards couldn't get on the end of, and it drifts out of play for a goal kick to be taken by Adrian. Liverpool champions elect. Just wonder whether they will be able to contemplate doing the double. They've only done it once. It was back in 1986. It's 14 years since they won this competition, Ray.
Well, let me say, Jim, we could have won it in 88, the double. We could have won it in 89, the double. And we could have won it in 1990. I mean, that's how close Liverpool were on occasions like that. And it's a terrific achievement if you can. And this season, Liverpool's got an outstanding opportunity. You know, they get through today, they're through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. They're odds on. It's only a matter of when they're going to win their league, not if they're going to win the league. You can't see them losing it from the position that they're in. And with Lovren coming back and Matip coming back and Fabinho, there's certainly, you know, competition for places in this Liverpool side.
There's a lovely moment then. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has been warming up, and he just ran down the touchline, and one young Shrewsbury fan got within sort of 6 or 7 feet of him with 2 sets of hoardings between them. Said, "Can I have your photograph?" "Yep, no problem at all." While he's warming up, just leant over the hoardings. And of course there was then a mad scramble from other young Shrewsbury fans making their way down to try and get a picture, and he made his way away. But it was a nice moment from the England international. Here's Lang making his way forward for Shrewsbury. Just had a ball change as well. Last one was flat, this one's okay. Wally to Goss. Goss working it forward. Edwards had made an intelligent run forward, but the pass wasn't what was needed, and Jones can bring it away. Kirivea, Edwards has got back goal side. Now Kirivea knocking it forward. Elliott with the ability to turn, lays it out towards Williams. He's forced him wider than he wanted to go, but he can control it easily down by the corner flag. Jones with the ball in Kirivea, I beg your pardon, with the ball in towards Jones. And Shrewsbury able to repel the threat, can get it away with Goss just turning and getting it forward. And it's a good ball as well. Opportunity for Wally to try and run at Matip. His touch took it past the Liverpool defender, and Adrian whacks it away and out for a throw which will be taken over on the Shrewsbury left. Well, they are warming to their task past the half-hour mark now. Still trailing 1-0, but the last 10 minutes have been far and away Shrewsbury's best of the night.
Well, not just that, Jim, you mentioned it earlier, where they're having a bit of joy, the ball over the top. Yeah, they have been caught off, as I said, a couple of times with it, but you shouldn't worry too much about it. You know, keep getting the ball in there. That's where I think you can expose Liverpool at times, because they do play very high up the pitch. They let you get their wing back, the 2 full-backs higher up the pitch, and there's areas you can play the ball into.
Lang battling with Lovren, looked pleadingly at the assistant referee as he was down on his knees wanting a free kick for an indiscretion by Dejan Lovren, but nothing given. And Liverpool switched the play from the left out towards the far touchline, the right, with the Reds kicking from right to left and leading courtesy of Curtis Jones' goal on 15 minutes here on TalkSport. We've got 10 minutes to go to half-time, and Lovren will bring it forward over halfway. Wearing 6 for Liverpool into the feet of Origi. Back for Lovren again, down towards Origi. An opportunity for him to try and get Laruzzi in, the young left-back on his full debut. Origi having not played the initial pass that was needed, then did well to win it back in a battle with Laurent in the midfield. Shrewsbury clear their lines, and out of play for a throw would be taken on the left-hand side for Liverpool. Not the first meeting of these two, incidentally, in the FA Cup. Liverpool won the only previous one. It was en route to the final 24 years ago, across town from here at Gay Meadow, when Stan Collymore scored early. Liverpool added 3 more in the final 20 minutes to win 4-0. Here's Lovren in possession now. It's Liverpool's first ever trip to the new stadium here in Shrewsbury. Gini Wijnaldum has played here before. He's not featuring today. He has played here before in a schoolboy game for the Dutch. But other than that, I think I'm right in saying it's just about the first time any of them will have played here, and they'll be happy with the way things have gone so far. Ball's with Max O'Leary, Shrewsbury keeper. 9 to go to half-time, and Liverpool lead 1-0.
Yeah, Liverpool are hitting a lot longer balls at the moment, aren't they, as well? You know, they're trying to get in behind the 3 centre-halves of Shrewsbury. Just in Kirivea once again. Got great range of passes, in short and long, and he's seen that Elliott had just run in behind the 2 centre-halves, the right and the left-sided centre-backs. Played a little ball over the top, just a little bit too much pace on it. They are certainly not adept. They are very adept at hitting long balls as well, Liverpool. It's not all about short football. They will play it long when needed.
Here's Elliott. Elliott did well, saw the challenge coming, but got it out from beneath his feet very quickly to find Minamino. Minamino gets it onto his right foot, then twists back the other way, away from Ebanks Landau. Couldn't get a crossing on his left. Jones will be able to take up the cudgels here for Liverpool. Just a couple of yards in from the left-hand touchline. 10 outside the penalty area. Rolls the studs of his red boot over the top of the ball and then lays it back for Lovren, the deepest lying of Liverpool's outfield players. He finds Matip, now out to Williams, the right back. Forward from him to Fabinho. Turns it round the corner, Kirivea, Elliott. Minamino made the run, but it's knocked away. Williams will pick it up on the right-hand touchline. 10 yards from the corner flag, lays it back to the edge of the penalty area, gets the return ball again, does Williams. Back from him towards Jones, well read by Josh Laurent to win it back for Shrewsbury, and now Lang can bring it forward, and he'll have the opportunity to run away from Lovren and work it wide for Wally. Wally on the edge of the penalty area. Still Sean Wally goes, but he couldn't take the ball with him inside the box. And Liverpool get enough bodies back at Jones. Eventually, the player able to sweep it clear.
I'll tell you what, Fabinho took a huge gamble there because he went to ground to make the challenge. Mistimes that, Jim. It's a penalty. It was a good break from Shrewsbury. We've got numbers forward on that occasion. I've been impressed with Lang and Wally. They've got a really good attitude about them. Like I said, technically decent. I think Lang's the better of the two from that perspective. He's not bad in the air either. It's just maybe his lack of form in front of goal's been a problem for him.
Here's Williams for Liverpool. It's Chirivea. Back out to the right-hand touchline now for Elliott. Liverpool playing. Passes at close quarters, swept inside the penalty area, might break for Origi, and then coming onto it, Minamino fires it over the bar. Had to go first time, and missed by some distance.
I've got to say, Jim, I think that's a real chance, you know. I think he leaned back on it. I think that was his problem. I think if he got over the top of the ball, he would have kept it down. But the player that's impressed me for Liverpool is Kirivea. Because whenever I've seen him, he's always played in front of the back four. He's always been someone that, you know, just sits there, gives it nice and simply. I know he's got a nice range of passing, but he's been getting forward to really good effect. He's got great vision, great awareness. He was him that picked out the ball to Origi initially. And Origi's touch was a little bit heavy, but it found its way to Minamino. He's got to do better than that. He's had two really gilt-edged opportunities. His header, which he really didn't go and attack, and that one there.
And now a mistake by Williams. Poor defensive header, it's Wally, and it's a fraction wide. The ball broke to a Shrewsbury player towards the edge of the penalty area. Wally running onto it, left-hand side of the box. This time he got it past Adrian, but his shot across the face of goal went wide of the far post and out of play for a goal kick. But he's had two really presentable chances to get Shrewsbury back on level terms.
Well, there you see with Matip coming back from injury, Jim. He looked a little bit slow on the turn there, didn't he? Didn't get back into that defensive position quickly enough. Wally got into that area of the field. It was a bit of a cross shot, if you like. I mean, he didn't hit it as well as he would have liked, and it sort of squirmed across the face of the goal. And that's two presentable chances that Wally's had, and he'll be thinking to himself he should have done better with both.
Josh Laurent did everything he could to get there at the far post and turn it in. And Liverpool have just lost their way a little bit. It's got a little bit sloppy. It was a crossfield ball which went straight out of play past the fullback Williams for a Shrewsbury throw, midway inside Liverpool territory. But having taken it, they've played three consecutive passes backwards all the way to the goalkeeper O'Leary. He launches it forward, trying to get Lang in behind the Liverpool back line. Jones, though, is able to win the seconds in the midfield. He's been neat and tidy as always, and then Fabinho turns it back behind Matip but out of harm's way, and Liverpool run round it and will build again. But we're in the final 5 minutes of the first half, in which Liverpool were completely dominant for the first 25 minutes or so, but Shrewsbury with two decent sights of goal since. Now Liverpool mixing it up, going long. Elliott trying to get on the end of a through ball. Jones has got it. Jones back for Divock Origi. No way past Ebanks Landau. And it's the cue for Shrewsbury to bring it forward with Laurent. Lovren dived in, committed himself. Laurent just gets around his challenge, now plays it in. Lang, though, is offside. Must have been a close call in the inside right channel. But that is definitely the avenue that is going to be profitable for Shrewsbury if they can get it right.
I'll tell you what, Jimmy, he could have played it 2 or 3 times earlier than he did there, Laurent. He just held on it a little bit too long. You can see Lang, he's trying to hold his position, he's trying to keep himself onside. In the end, he knew he to make the run forward to get in behind, just went a little bit too early, and hence the reason why the flag went up. But they've had a lot of joy on this right hand side, haven't they? We love breaking forward. We like making runs down here. Laurent's got into positions.
2 round 5 since Klopp took charge. Got a free kick here, have the Reds. And Simon Hooper is just going to have a word with Scott Goldborn after what's probably the worst challenge of the night so far. It's nothing more than a word. No yellow card, and it will be a free kick to Liverpool on halfway. 2.5 to go to the break. Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 1.
Well, I think Liverpool will be happy enough. You know, they've come away with a makeshift team, if you like. 11 changes, Jim, isn't it, from the game against Wolves? Yep. So, you know, it just shows you the depth of the squad that they've got. I'm not sure they've trained too often together as an 11. But credit to Shrewsbury, having gone a goal behind. You know, a lot of teams might have come unstuck and went on to, you know, lose the game comfortably enough, but they've come fighting back and they've had 2 very good chances.
Williams nicks a couple of yards and then hurls a long one down the right-hand touchline from a throw. But the referee spotted some pushing and shoving going on. It's a free kick to Liverpool, which Lovren will take. Yeah,
I'll just give you a little push here just to remind you that it was Lang on Laruzzi. Just as he went to go up to header, it just gave him a little nudge and no chance of the fullback winning the header.
Ray, I have missed your 4-dimensional action replays, for which you are well known.
You recovered the bruises have gone.
Yeah, just about, yeah. That's why I've asked for us to be kept
apart. Only tackles I win these days.
Against me. Most people do, to be fair. Here's another one. That was slightly late. It's a free kick which will be taken by Liverpool, level with the left-hand edge of the box, about 15 yards outside the penalty area.
They're the ones you don't want to give away either, Jim. They're needless as well, aren't they? You know, Origi was going absolutely nowhere there, and then defenders come in, make a challenge on him, miss time out, catch the player, and there's opportunity between Jones and Elliott to deliver the ball into the box here.
Jones runs over it, Elliott scoops it in, left-footed on the way swinger that was met by Matip, but he was ducking to meet it. Couldn't get any power in it, and nobody made a run past the last line of Shrewsbury defence to get on the end of it, and it's just drifted innocuously over the touchline, and it's a goal kick which Max O'Leary will take. In the final minute of the first half, I would guess a couple to be added on because Norburn received some treatment and then went off to be replaced by Edwards. We'll find out shortly from 4th official Oliver Langford exactly how many extra minutes will be added on, but I would guess it'll be 2. O'Leary will take the goal kick from our left-hand side. Launches it over the halfway line. Jones slightly mistimes his header. Love goes up for it with him. Lang, who continues to impress, plays it in towards Love. Fabinho has come back and one possession back for Liverpool. Lays it back for Lovren, taking a chance and an eternity on the edge of the left-hand side of the penalty area, but he can dig it clear. Then Shrewsbury win it back again, but not for long. Elliott will bring it down on the left-hand side and play it forward. Ebanks Landell, the defensive header that put Pierre under all kinds of trouble, but he did well to knock it away from Minamino, where he had to get the challenge right, and he has got it clear. We're into 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Shrewsbury in possession. Goalborn playing it down the left-hand touchline, but it's chested down easily enough by Matip, and Liverpool will be able to bring it away. Still leading by that Curtis Jones goal on 15 minutes, but are Shrewsbury going to have a corner? Yes, they are. And again, a needless concession. As Matip, the ball was played back to him, but it was hit so briskly and so high at him, couldn't control it. Adrian sprinted to try and stop it going out of play for a corner and couldn't. And Shrewsbury have their first corner as we tick into the second minute of stoppage time.
That was Fabinho, Jim, with the ball back to him. And they just lacking match sharpness, isn't he? And I could say the same for Lovren and for Matip in the opening 45 minutes. And if they remain on the pitch, they're areas that Shrewsbury have to target. The fitness level of them 3 Liverpool players coming back from quite a long layoff.
Well, Sean Wally's going to go across to take this corner. The first that Shrewsbury have had. Can they get themselves back on level terms? Good movement in towards the near post area. Feels that the ball might have hit an arm in there. Back from Ebanks Landell, and Origi knocks it away. Elliott will chase after it. Back in from Roshawn Williams twice. Flicked over the top from Goss. Pierre's in. A difficult one for him to bring down, and the centre half, like a fish out of water on the edge of the opposition penalty area, trying the acrobatic left-footed effort, which he got on target, but little more. It just trickled through towards Adrian. But another attempt on target from Shrewsbury as we approach half-time. Matip's got it this time though, breaking forward for Liverpool. Matip to Kirivea. towards the edge of the area for Origi. Origi to Harvey Elliott. First time ball in from him. That's nothing more than a pass back to O'Leary. And it's the last action of an increasingly entertaining first half. And the Shrewsbury fans on their feet around us applaud and exhort that little bit more effort from the Town's players as they leave the field. They've done themselves justice over the last 20 minutes or so, and Liverpool's lead is a slender one going in at half-time.
It certainly is, Jim, but you're quite right in what you say about the Shrewsbury players. Having gone a goal behind, they came forcibly back into the game. They've had 2 or 3 really good chances, 2 for Wally. The last one there for Pierre, I think he's better when he's a little bit further out, because it wasn't he the one that got the winning goal against Bristol City for 25 yards, when he absolutely smashed a shot with his left foot beyond the goalkeeper, gave him no chance. There he was a little bit closer, had to swivel and turn on it, just missed the flight of the ball, couldn't get the power he wanted to put Adrian under pressure. But overall, at 1-0 at half-time, certainly both managers will feel that they've done okay at times. There's 1 or 2 Liverpool players who have been out of it. I think Elliott has really been on the periphery of the game. He needs to get in possession of the ball a little bit more. But certainly as the game went on in that first half, I thought Shrewsbury got stronger and stronger.
Well, Liverpool taking the lead through Curtis Jones. Wally missing a couple of really good chances to get Shrewsbury back on level terms. At half-time it is Shrewsbury Town 0, Liverpool 1.
Thank you very much, both Jim and Ray. Hi there, I'm Danny Kelly. Because of the quick turnaround between the games, I didn't get a chance to introduce the game. I'll be bringing you the second half of this cup tie between Shrewsbury and Liverpool. Then Ray and I will be doing phoning about the FA Cup ties so far. West Ham fans will no doubt feature from the end of this game through to 8 o'clock here on Talk Sport. And if earlier in the day we had 2 games which ended up with really one-sided matches, perhaps understandably in the game between Manchester City and Fulham, with Tim Reen sending off very early on. Tranmere then got murdered by Manchester United by 6-0. No such thing happening here. Proper FA Cup tie. We'll get back to it very, very soon here. Full live commentary of the second half as well on Talk Sport.
The FA Cup live on Talk Sport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. Get peace of mind with 5 years warranty, 5 years roadside assistance and 5 years servicing. Terms and conditions apply. Search Fiat Pro 555.
The Vodafone Big Winter Sale is now on. Now you can get average speeds of 63 megabits per second of super fast fibre broadband for only £20 a month for selected pay monthly customers. Just one of the amazing offers in the Vodafone Big Winter Sale. Hurry, offer ends Monday 30th of January. The future is exciting. Ready? Vodafone.
Prices may change. 18-month term subject to credit acceptance and availability. Ends 30th of January. 61% of Superfast 2 customers receive sync speed above 63 megabits per second. Visit vodafone.co.uk/broadband.
January is tough enough without a broken boiler. Keep your home warm and working this winter with 2 years interest-free credit and your boiler installed by one of our expert engineers. Plus, you'll get a 5-year British Gas warranty. And we can even quote by video call after work or on weekends. Get a quote by the 29th of February, and you can also get £200 off a new boiler, or £400 off for our existing home care customers. Search British Gas New Boiler. Conditions apply.
At Morrison's, it's our new baby and toddler event with selected packs of Pampers Baby Dry Nappy Pants for £4 each. That's better than half price. And a 12-pack of Johnson's Baby Wipes for £6. That's 50p a pack. Morrison's.
Majority of stores while stocks last. Nappy pants were £9, 28 to 38 pack. Wipes were £10.
I'm Chris Riccobono, founder of Untuck It. I started Untuck It because, like a lot of other guys, I just couldn't find a shirt that looked great untucked. That's why we created the perfect untucked shirt with that just right length. We have over 50 fits for all shapes and sizes, so you can look sharp even at your most casual. Try the original Untucked shirt at one of 85 Untuck It stores worldwide or at untuckit.com. Untuck It, shirts designed to be worn untucked.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions. Like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they are the right hire. And Indeed will also give you the sticky frog, which will suddenly leap and stick to the face of the perfect hire. Okay, there's no sticky frog. But there are online skills tests.
See why more than 250,000 companies in the UK use Indeed for hiring. Visit Indeed.com/try today to try skills tests for free today. Terms and conditions apply.
Wix Trade Pro is the app that every tradesperson should have on their phone. Because when you sign up to Wix Trade Pro, you'll get 10% off everything you buy at Wix. Simply download the Wix Trade Pro app or visit your local Wix to start saving straight away. Save every time you shop in-store and online. And also get exclusive access to exciting competitions, giveaways and special offers. It's always 10% cheaper with Wix Trade Pro. Trade only. Terms and conditions apply.
The birthday cake didn't arrive in time. The centerpieces never made it to the wedding. And by the time the brass band got to their concert, everyone had left. Breakdowns are rubbish, especially when you run a business. So when we make vans at Volkswagen, we make them as reliable as possible, which is why we've just won Most Reliable Van Maker at the Fleet News FN50 Awards. Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles, working with you. Visit Fleet News for full award criteria.
On digital radio at 1089 and 1053 AM.
Oh, it's a screaming goal!
FA Cup Sunday exclusive with Danny Kelly.
Oh, that's breathtaking!
On Talk Sport.
Minamino able to thread it through. Divock Origi taking it on and firing just a fraction wide. Williams is approaching the edge of the Shrews penalty area. Great ball in, and Minamino couldn't get the contact he needed. Liverpool swiftly return it. Now it's threaded through. Curtis Jones is in. The angle is tight, but it's no impediment to him. And he drew O'Leary, slots it past him, and the man who scored the winner for Liverpool in round 3 has put Liverpool ahead. Shrewsbury able to get it through. Here's a chance, big chance. Wally, saved by Adrian. And now a mistake by Williams. Poor defensive header, it's Wally, and it's a fraction wide.
Yeah, very exciting first half of that game, and after the two rather one-sided games that we saw earlier in the day, fantastic that there's still very much to play for in the game between Shrewsbury Town and Liverpool. We'll get some half-time analysis from Ray Houghton and the full second half live in just a few seconds. But as I was saying earlier today, Manchester United beat Tranmere Rose by 6-0, and we didn't have a chance to pick the man of the match. Well, that turned out to be centre-half Harry Maguire, who got a fine goal as well. He was our man of the match with the Fiat Professional range of vans. A true professional always goes the extra mile. Search Fiat Pro 555. Terms and conditions apply.
Man of the match on Talk Sport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. A true professional always goes the extra mile. Search Fiat Pro 555.
Yeah, let's get back now to what I believe is called the Montgomery Waters Meadow. We'll hear from the Moose a little later about the atmosphere in the ground, indeed, no doubt, the half-time comestibles as well. Before that, though, our expert summariser, former Liverpool player, of course, Cup winner, no doubt, Ray Houghton. Hi, Ray.
How are you, Dan? Yeah.
Really good. Well, the main thing is, Ray, I mean, I know this is not Liverpool, this is Liverpool's second team by maybe even less than that, but after two horribly one-sided games earlier today, a proper cup tie on our hands here because Shrewsbury are in the game, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think the highlight summed it up, didn't it, Danny? Where it was Liverpool had the earlier chances, then they got the goal, and then certainly to the credit of Shrewsbury, they got themselves back into it. They've had two very good chances, both for Wally. There was a one-half chance at the end for Pierre, the centre-back, but they don't look overawed. They don't look like a team that are going to just sit back and allow Liverpool to do what they want and go on and win the game comfortably enough. You can sense it around the stadium that the home support really believe that if they can get a goal, they're certainly well in it. And for Liverpool, you know, they'd be loath, I think, with the game against West Ham midweek in the league to bring on some of the big guns, if you like. Firmino and Salah sitting on the bench at the moment. The manager would like to do it with the team that he's got, and particularly with Lovren, Matip and Fabinho. These are players that are coming back from long-term injuries, Danny, and they need minutes on the pitch.
Yeah.
And I think they've looked a little bit off the game at times, and that's to be expected. You know, one thing, training is hard as you like, but it doesn't replicate what you do on the field of play when you're in a game itself.
Ray, I mean, there was a good row on the sports bar during the week about whether Liverpool fans and fans in general would prefer to go unbeaten in the season as they're heading for at the moment, or to win more trophies. It struck me today that, you know, this game against West Ham, I'm sure all professionals, they take each game as it comes and all the rest of it, but actually the title, it's in their hip pocket, isn't it? They're going to win, they're going to be champions of England after a long break. I'm slightly surprised that they haven't got a stronger team out here in order just to take themselves through to the next round of a trophy.
Yeah, well, I tend to agree with you, Danny, but I think I'd be called a dinosaur in modern football because, you know, I still see winning trophies is hugely important. You know, I don't go along. if Liverpool go the whole season unbeaten in the league, terrific. It's a fantastic achievement. But it's not the be-all and end-all, personally.
It doesn't say that on the trophy, does it? It just says champions of England.
Well, as far as I remember, you finished second, third. I can tell you that at Anfield now, there's no banners up that says we finished second or we finished third or we finished fourth. There's none of them around. Well, what it is the legacy and what you've achieved, and that's about winning trophies. It's still hugely important. And if Liverpool they're already world club champions, something they haven't ever done before. So that's a first for them.
Yeah.
And Jim was telling me that they've only won the double once back in 1986.
That was surprising, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because with the dominant size that Liverpool have had in the 70s and the 80s, you'd think they might have done it a little bit more regular than that, but they haven't. And I think this season, and I said to Mark Saggers when we were having the build up to the game, it could be a historic season for Liverpool. Win the league, win the FA Cup, Club World Champions. That would be absolutely phenomenal, for Jurgen Klopp, and it's something that he can put down for others in the future to say, well, that's what that manager did. Others will have to try and live up to it.
I suppose he thinks if they can beat Everton with this team, they can beat Shrewsbury.
I don't know, Jim's laughing at me at the minute. Jim's by the side of me, he's laughing at me at the moment, so I don't know.
I think invincibility is really important. No, I don't
agree with you. That's my opinion on it. I know others have thought of other things, Jim, but for me it's about winning trophies. At the end of your footballing career, it's not about how much money you've got in the bank, it's what did you achieve. I went through unbeaten.
Yeah, I went through a season unbeaten.
Yeah,
that is an achievement.
Okay, I've done the double.
This is the argument. This is the argument we have.
Okay, so I know that football history didn't start in 1992, but it just makes the maths a lot easier for me. There have been 27 Premier League champions, but there's only one team that's got through a season with an invincible record.
Yeah, I
right.
Totally agree with you. But do you know what I'm saying?
So when these players retire, if they can say, we did something that 26 other sides had done, we won the Premier League title, but we also did something that only one other side has done, we got through a season unbeaten, and they'll get through a season unbeaten with a much better record than Arsenal did. That is a major achievement. I don't think you can play that down.
No, listen, I'm not trying to play it down at all, Jim, and I agree, you've got a point there, but what I would say to you, see when I'm sitting down with my grandchildren and I get my medals out, I haven't got a medal that says I went through the season unbeaten. There's no medal there, I can assure you. I've looked at it. Arsenal players have not got a medal round their neck or showing the grandchildren that we went through 38 games unbeaten. That's just a memory that you've got from that point of view. I've got the medal.
It's a place in history. It might not be something tangible with a ribbon attached to it. It is a place in history, Raymond.
Okay, listen, I'm not going to referee this because you two can carry on arguing. I'll come back to you, Ray, in a second. The Ian Abrahams, the Moose, is also there at the Montgomery Waters Meadow. Ian, what's the atmosphere like at a ground that I don't suppose you've been to very often?
No, only been there once before. That was 2 years ago in West Ham, 0-0 here in the third round.
We don't really mention West Ham till after this game.
No, only when you want to talk about clubs in crisis who are never going to be invincible. By the way, I'll just throw my 2 pennies into that. I think Arsenal's Invincibles had a much harder task of being invincible than this Liverpool team. Liverpool only had to be invincible against City home and away, and that was it. It's a bang average Premier League. It wasn't when Arsenal won but that's a different matter.
It is most because you can only beat the 38.
It's true, but
38 teams they put out in front of you.
But the United team that year was stronger than the United team of this year, and Liverpool, when Arsenal had to do it, they had to beat Liverpool. Anyway,
back to the Reds. What's going on there? What's going on in Shrewsbury?
Norbone's injury first of all. That was knee on knee. He clashed early on. You saw that he hurt his knee, and that's why he came off. I'm not expecting any other changes at half-time. Dejan Lovren is just about to walk past me in a second or two, leading out Liverpool for the second half. Doesn't look like they're going to make any changes. Minamino and Klopp having a very interesting conversation. Tunnel Jurgen Klopp's just about to come past me. I'm going to ask him for a chat now. I'll speak to him about 45 minutes time.
Good.
He looks fairly happy with life, doing his coat up. He stands in the technical area all on his own. Sam Rickett's got all his mates with him. Graham Barrow's with him. Dean Whitehead's with him. I mean, it's unbelievable. Liverpool coming out first, and then very shortly we'll see, obviously, the Shrewsbury side.
Moose, you traditionally, when you're wherever you're working, you send us pictures of the lovely spreads of food at Arsenal, at Chelsea, etc. Yeah. Have you been looked after at Shrewsbury?
No. I mean, for a start, when I arrived, all there was a bacon roll. I don't eat bacon, obviously. And some biscuits, which was...
But don't you travel with a tin of tuna with you at all times?
Well, no, the TV company that are providing live pictures this afternoon, their floor manager's been plying me with chocolate throughout the first half, which was very nice of her. But I've just actually dropped a little hint to the people at Shrewsbury. I wouldn't mind a hot cup of tea, so I'm just waiting for that to come.
OK, Moose, always great to talk to you. Thank you very, very much indeed. Adding to this argument about whether or not invincibility is important as trophies. But at the moment, though, there's still a match to be won. And, Ray, I guess for Shrewsbury, it's to try and to maintain the bit of momentum they got towards the end of the second half there.
You know, it was like at times, Danny, you don't have time. You know, when you're on top,
yes,
when you're having chances, you know, you want it just to continue. You know, now Jurgen Klopp can have a word with his players, reorganise them, just get everything prepared for the second half. And it's about the attitude of the Shrewsbury players. Do they really believe they can get themselves back into it? Can they create another golden opportunity to get themselves back on level terms? Or will Liverpool's class over the next 45 minutes be a little bit too much for them? We'll wait and see, because we're ready to get underway any second.
Absolutely, you're right, Ray. In their blue shirts with that thick yellow stripe down the front, Shrewsbury Town are making their way onto the pitch, which means we're ready for the second half. FA Cup fourth round action. The Shrews against champions-elect Liverpool. Let's get back to our commentary team. We've already heard from Ray Houghton, and the next voice you'll hear is that of your match commentator, Jim Proudfoot.
Danny, thank you. Exclusive news, actually, from here in Shropshire. You are allowed to go and buy yourself a cup of tea, should you want one, with money. Liverpool kicking from left to right in this second half in all red. There are no further changes in personnel. Had that one which Moose outlined in the first half, with Dave Edwards coming on for Ollie Nolburn. I'll run through the two teams for you in a moment. Kirivea's got possession for Liverpool, and he flicks it with the outside of his right boot down for the very impressive young fullback Williams, who will stride forward towards the edge of the penalty area, hitting an awkward ball. Oh, it's an extraordinary own goal. 30 seconds into the second half, Donald Love has put the ball into his own net. Williams just clipped the ball inside the 6-yard box, and Love has side-footed it past his goalkeeper right into the goal. A complete mental aberration from the Scottish defender, and Liverpool have doubled their lead in the most bizarre circumstances.
I've got to say, Jim, there's a load of empty seats in front of us where fans haven't got back from their half-time refreshment. I mean, it shouldn't have dealt with it so easy. You just got to put it wide of the target. I don't know what's gone through Love's head there. I mean, the goalkeeper didn't give him a lot of information. Maybe expected him to clear it easily enough. But it was an easy ball to deal with, wasn't it? And I was watching it to go wide of the target. The next minute, you just see it hitting the back of the net. Well, perfect for Liverpool, but for Shrewsbury, a real uphill battle now.
A horrible moment for the former Manchester United defender. And the ball just diverting inside the near post. I don't know whether he just lost the geography of the situation. He didn't have anyone around him. He could have let it run. You can understand that safety might be in mind, but so big an area wide of that post to try and hit. It's much more difficult to do what he did than just get it to safety. Oh, it's a moment that will live with him for a long time. Horrible moment for Donald Love. 2-0 Liverpool, and the crowd stunned, really, by the manner of the concession of the goal.
Well, that's the thing, Jim. They are absolutely stunned. We said about what you'd be looking for at the start of the second half, and can Shrewsbury come out with the same attitude that they had in the last 15 minutes of the game, where that first half where they took the game to Liverpool? Well, you know, that's the worst possible scenario. 2-0 down against one of the best passing teams in the league at the moment, and you know, it's just about their attitude now. Have they got the wherewithal to get themselves back into it?
Shrewsbury able to bring the ball forward. It's out towards Love. Love clips it down the right-hand touchline. He's overhit it. The ball actually hasn't got the legs to go out of play for a goal kick. Liverpool are able to mop up. They'll work it back for Adrian, down towards Williams, and Williams wins the throw. So Shrewsbury, O'Leary in goal, Williams, Ebanks, Landell and Pierre. And then in with Love, the score of that own goal at right wing back, and Goulbourne on the left. And then in midfield it's Goss, Edwards and Laurent, and Wally and Lang up front. Liverpool, Adrian in goal, Williams, Matip, Lovren and Laruzzi. Then Fabinho, Kirivea and Jones ahead of him, and Elliott, Minamino and Origi is the forward three. But Minamino playing very much as a false nine, just drifting into little pockets of space. And Origi actually in the start of the second half has taken up a slightly more central role. 3.5 gone second half. Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 2 on TalkSport.
I've got to be honest with you, Jim. When I've seen the pass back from Love, I actually thought it went wide. I was looking at him thinking that must have went wide. There's no way he could have got that ball on target. And you looked at the goalkeeper O'Leary, and you could tell by his reaction it had gone into the back of the net.
There's almost an apologetic reaction from the Liverpool supporters at that end of the ground as well. They win a corner here with Williams, but there was just sort of isolated pockets of applause, nothing more than that.
Well, I don't think they could quite believe it either, what they've seen there. And it's at the Liverpool end, isn't it, where all the Liverpool supporters, when they weren't jumping up and down for joy, I think they had certain sympathy for Love, who made that huge mistake.
You wouldn't wish it on him, you really wouldn't. It's a corner here, Liverpool with only their second of the game. Harvey Elliott's going to take it, a 16-year-old, left-footed, clipped in towards the near post. Minamino looking for the flick on. Lang is back to get it away and will take it over the head of Larouci into space and is urged forward by the Shrewsbury fans over on that far touchline. Two Liverpool players around him. He's done really well to win a throw.
He done brilliant there, didn't he? They had no support. I mean, if you were maybe looking at it, could he have got his head up a little bit early, because Wally had made a great run on from this left-hand side. I mean, a big diagonal ball to try and pick him out. He'd done the best thing that he could with two Liverpool players in and around him. He got his team a throw-in.
Looks a player, Callum Lang. Ball is played by Ebanks Landell down to this near touchline, and Williams comes across. Out of play for a throw, which will be taken by Scott Goldborn. Has reached the fifth round in the past in his time with Barnsley. Shrewsbury will work to do to be in the draw tomorrow night now. You can hear that draw live in our build-up to Bournemouth against Arsenal, which will bring you from the Dorset coast tomorrow. The ball is flicked on here, Lang's offside. And it's a free kick, this one, which will be taken by Liverpool, level the edge of their own penalty area. 1-0 winners against Everton in round 3, 2-0 up at Shrewsbury in round 4. And Liverpool hoping to take their place in that draw. The two Manchester sides through today. City beating 10 men of Fulham 4-0. United winning 6-0 at Prenton Park against Tranmere. And we brought you both of those games live, and this one live for you as well from Shrewsbury tonight, with Liverpool leading 2-0. Matip in possession, finding Lovren, who will build from the back with 6 into the second half. And Ray Houghton's alongside.
Yeah, well, now Liverpool are just going to retain possession, aren't they? They're passing out from the back. Fabinho's coming a little bit deeper. Looks like a third centre half at the moment. Lovren to Matip, back to Adrian. No pressure on the ball at the moment. Obviously, gone 2-0 down. It changes the mindset of these Shrewsbury players and supporters. I think the fans were really up for the second half, weren't they? Really looking forward to it, but instantly giving away that goal.
Now Goss getting on the end of a poor clearance from Adrian. It breaks for Josh Laurent. Wide. They're claiming that it took a deflection. It should be a corner. But that was a poor clearance from Adrian. Picked up neatly in the midfield by Goss, who leant forward, protected the ball, rolled it into Laurent. Got a shot in on the turn, but has hit it wide of the far post.
I'm just looking at Jurgen Klopp and his technical there. He is not happy with his defence at all there. I think he felt that it wasn't the right time to pass the ball around at the back, that they should have really cleared the lines and got the ball further down the field, which put the goalkeeper in a bit of problem there. Adrian, poor clearance. Laurent with a strike. The goalkeeper didn't move quickly, did he? It looked like he didn't have it covered. If it was on target, he might have struggled to get anywhere near it there.
Well, let's go back pitch side. The Moose is down there, not too far away from Jurgen Klopp in the technical area. He was just standing, hands outstretched.
He was. He is actually hilarious to watch down here. Arms outstretched first of all. Then when the second mistake was made, both hands went on top of his head, which of course has the Liverpool cap on it. He really is very animated down here at times, and other times he just stands there like a statue.
Kirivea playing it forward, Origi forward to Minamino, back for Divock Origi again, right-footed ball clipped in towards the far post, over the head of the Shrewsbury defender. Did really well to react. It was Roshan Williams that headed it away from Curtis Jones, and then Shrewsbury bring it forward. Lang ends up face planted down in the deck. He thought he was fouled by Lovren. The referee didn't agree, but as he got back to his feet, he just pointed at Lovren as if to say, I'll get you back for that. Then there's a coming together between Elliott and Laurent over on that far touchline, and this time it is a Shrewsbury free kick right over on the right hand side, a couple of yards inside their own half.
He's looked like he's struggling a little bit at the moment, doesn't he, Elliott, to get involved with the game. He's passing them by at the moment. just changing the system around at times. You said about O'Reilly, looks like he's going into a more central role 1 minute, then he's going over to the left-hand side. I think maybe he was just trying to cover Elliott, who'd gone from the right to the left-hand side, and then there was a physical battle over that side of the field, and he came out second best, gave away the free kick.
Free kick which will be taken over on the Shrewsbury right, and it's a high ball swung towards the edge of the penalty area. Pierre can head it on. Wally's going to be there first, recycles it well out to the right hand touchline. Shrewsbury couldn't make the most of the opportunity and deliver a subsequent ball into the danger area. They have it again though with Goldborn. Nice little touch around the corner. Kirivea is back to win it back. Shrewsbury just lost their shape for a moment, but Love did well to come back and flick it away from Jones, and then a neat turn from Lauren in the midfield. Fall from him for Wally. Now out to Scott Goldborn in space on the left. Goldborn will come into a more congested central midfield area. Find Goss. Goss with the almost perfect ball for Wally. One back by Edwards. Edwards laying it back, clipped over the top but away from Wally by Pierre, and it'll drift through for Adrian away to our left-hand side. Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 2, 10 into the second half on TalkSport.
Well, that was really unlucky winning that final ball through to Wally there. That's the ball between the centre-back, right side of the centre-back and right full-back. There's a lot of space to play the ball into. Williams done well to read it and clear the danger for Liverpool on that occasion.
Larousse playing it forward. Shrewsbury win it back. Scott Goldborn with a high ball down the left-hand touchline, and Matip has, let's say, eased Wally away from the flight of it. It's come off Wally and gone out of play for a throw, but clearly there was a push there by Joel Matip, nothing given, and it is, rather than a Shrewsbury free kick, it is a Liverpool throw, which they've taken. There's pressure applied. Lovren, though, will be able to work it back to his goalkeeper. Adrian side puts it out for Joel Matip. Matty will be able to bring it forward and play it down towards Williams. Williams turning away from Edwards. This time the whistle does go and the free kick goes Liverpool's way.
Well, the fans are unhappy at the moment because they feel that every decision's going Liverpool's way. I agree. I thought Matip got too tight there on Wally and just gave him a little nudge, which Wally went over right in front of the referee. And the assistant, Jim, was only 5-10 yards away, no one in his line of vision. It was easy for him to give the decision. And then as soon as a Liverpool player goes over, he's blowing up and giving Liverpool the free kick.
Shrewsbury 2-0 down, now needing to score twice against a side that have only conceded one in the last 813 minutes of play. So that's just over 13 and a half hours. That goal that they let in at Wolves the other night, which Raul Jimenez scored, the only time that the Liverpool defence has been breached since they conceded in the semi-final of the Club World Cup. Ball's out of play for what has been given as a Liverpool throw, and again there's a general incredulity about the decision, with many thinking it should have been a Shrewsbury ball. Here's Matip on the edge of the penalty area, finding Lovren. Liverpool will build from the back again.
You know, just looking at Liverpool, and Jurgen Klopp's actually gone and sat down at the moment. I think he's seen enough. He's told three of his big players, Alexander-Arnold, Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain, to go out and warm up. I just don't think he's quite happy with the performance from his players at the moment. I think he feels like one or two of them are not really quite on the game at the minute.
Kirivea, Fabinho, in terms of the level of performance, if you take the freakish own goal out of it, this second half, Liverpool really haven't done anything constructive at all. They haven't improved since they went off the ball towards the end of the first half. But they have benefited from an own goal that will go down in Liverpool's FA Cup history in the same way that Jimmy Traore's did at Burnley all those years ago. Here's Fabinho. Down towards Elliott. Elliott controlled it a little bit awkwardly with top of his boot and his chin. Jones will bring it forward. Fabinho trying to win it back. Goss has done well. Goldborn's got it now for Shrewsbury, and he plays it down for Lang, who is in past the last line of defence. And Adrian's done really well, got his fingers to it and tipping around the post for a corner.
I'll tell you, that's a great save. But there's that ball, Jim, that I've spoke about between the centre-back and the full-back. It was over that left-hand side. Quick corner taken here.
Quick and short and cleared by Jones from the edge of the 6-yard box.
I'll tell you what, that was a real opportunity, you know, because Jones was in the middle of the 6-yard box. There was two Shrewsbury players. One of them was Edwards, had made a run. I think Laurent was the other. They were coming in. He was in the perfect position to clear the danger there.
Here's Scott Goldborn again for Shrewsbury. Into the feet of Wally. Back from him to Aaron Pierre. Now to Ebanks Landau, ball over the top, goal ball will chase after, he's going to get there, 10 yards from the dead ball line, an opportunity to run at Williams, he's all left foot, couldn't get round him on the outside, laid it back for Pierre, whose cross was disappointing, back in from Ebanks Landau, and that's just scuffed straight out of play for a goal kick, which will allow Shrewsbury the opportunity to make a second change. Ian Abrahams with the details of perhaps a surprising alteration in personnel.
Unbelievable, actually. Jason Cummings is coming on, but assuming that the fourth official's got it right, which he has, Callum Lang is coming off. It's one of those occasions whereby I'm about 10 yards from Sam Ricketts. I would love to just go there and say, Sam, just explain that one, because I can't explain it.
Well, it's a hard one to explain, to be honest, Ian, because I think Lang's done ever so well. And don't forget, it was him who just had the last opportunity down that right channel with a shot across Adrian, who's got fingertips to it to put it out for a corner kick for Shrewsbury. You just don't know at times with managers and what's going through their head. You know, why not maybe go with another attacker? You know, keep Lang on, bring on Cummings and really go for it. You're 2-0 down. You need to go to get yourself back into it and take the game to Liverpool.
Well, Cummings has started up front. He has played extensively as a winger, a man who won the Scottish Cup in his days with Hibs, and he scored a hat-trick in the Scottish Cup quarter-final when he was a Rangers player. Shrewsbury signing from Forest, and he's on for the last half hour here. We've played an hour. Shrewsbury 0, Liverpool 2, goals from Jones in the opening 15 minutes, and then Donald Love inexplicably putting through his own net 30 seconds into this second half. Kirivea turning in the midfield. He just wonder, like that game at Hull last night, if the home side were to get one back, whether it would be the platform for a grandstand finale.
I think they would need it in the next 15 minutes or so. We've got 30 minutes. Oh, no, the poor ball.
And they might get it here as Laurent makes his way forward, and he's put it a fraction wide. And Liverpool again so nearly architects of their own downfall. Laurent running onto it, picked it up, took it towards the edge of the D, fired towards goal. Adrian knew he was beaten, and it almost kissed the outside of the post on its way past.
Tim, you got to hit the target though. You know, for all that he's done really well, Laurent, he's read it well. Matip with a really poor ball into the centre of the pitch there. Didn't pick out any of his teammates, straight to Laurent, who strode forward, got away from Fabinho. He's 20 yards out maximum, and he scuffed his shot slightly. And what I mean by that, he's in it with power, but it's just cut across it, which took it left of the post as we look. Goalkeeper was beaten, wasn't he? Adrian didn't even move. He was absolutely rooted to the spot.
Well, Shrewsbury this season have scored 38 goals in all competitions. Liverpool have played one more game than that. They've scored 82. But Shrewsbury need 2 without reply in half an hour here. Free kick from Goss sees Cummings flagged offside. You're listening to Shrewsbury against Liverpool in the 4th round of the FA Cup. It's live on TalkSport with the Fiat professional range of vans. Get peace of mind with 5 years warranty, 5 years roadside assistance, and 5 years servicing. Terms and conditions apply. Search Fiat Pro 555. As the Shrewsbury fans you can hear, despite the scoreline, 2-0 down, but on the front foot. Ball in for Edwards, looping header over the bar.
Well, you look at it, Jim, when Liverpool went 1-0 up, it was Shrewsbury came back into it with the chances for Wally, 2 of them. Same now, they went 2-0 behind. They've had 2 really good chances once again. Lang with a strike from that right-hand side, which Adrian just tipped round the post. And the other one, I thought it was even better for Laurent, who's in a much more central position, and he's just got to hit the target, and he just screwed it wide of that far post with the goalkeeper beaten. He didn't even move, Adrian. He knew the pace of the shot and the direction was too much for him. But these are the chances that you have to take to get yourself back into the game.
Well, in the second half, which is 17 minutes old, Liverpool haven't had a single attempt. They have doubled their lead with that own goal, but they haven't had a single attempt. Shrewsbury have had 3 good ones. Ball play forward for Harvey Elliott. Edwards did well, just got himself between the youngster and the ball. And the Shrewsbury man, who's more than twice the age of his direct opponent there, able to shepherd it over the line, and now to play for a goal kick, which will be taken by Max O'Leary. Liverpool 2 up with 63 on the clock, and O'Leary preparing to take it. And Jurgen Klopp again, animated and angry.
He is furious with his 2 centre-backs. I mean, he's having a real ding-dong with Joel Matip, who's been guilty, I've got to be honest with you, just giving the ball away. You know, one thing when you're coming back from injury, you don't want to be taking chances, playing into midfield. You know, just be assured, get the ball forward. You've got Origi up there, you've got We've not talked about Origi or Minamino in this second half. They've largely been on the periphery. Likewise with Elliott, he's not been involved at all.
Edwards played the ball back for Goldborn, who couldn't quite control that under pressure from Kirivea. It's gone out of play for a throw, which Williams takes for Liverpool. Another poor touch. Jason Cummings with a shock of blonde hair, working it forward. Laurent brought down by Maruzzi. In or outside the penalty area is the big decision. It's in, and it's a penalty to Shrewsbury Town.
Well, definite penalty, Jim. I don't know what they were waiting for. The referee was looking at the assistant. He didn't want to make the decision. He didn't want to flag at all. He wanted no involvement with that at all. But certainly Larucci came across as, I think it was Laurent who broke forward. Great run from midfield, in behind, and he looked as he just got a little touch on it. Larucci came across, mistimed it completely, caught the player, and it's a penalty. It looks like Cummings come on as a substitute. He's the one that wants to take it. Edwards wants to get involved as well. I don't know who's going to come out on top. Looks like it could be Cummings.
Well, it's a big moment, this. Shrewsbury, 20 minutes into the second half, with a chance to get themselves on the board and set up a barnstorming final 25. Jason Cummings hits it, left-footed, sends Adrian the wrong way. Shrewsbury Town 1, Liverpool 2, and here in Shropshire, they now dare to believe.
Well, you said, Jim, a bit like Hull City last night against Chelsea. Can they get a goal to get themselves back into it, to get the belief in the crowd that they could go on and get something out of this game? And it's been coming. I mean, Jurgen Klopp's been looking at his players defensively, making mistakes, and that came about with Fabinho making the mistake in midfield. They were on to it, through ball for Laurent, showed his pace and desire and determination to get there ahead of Larucci, who's committed to the challenge, mistimed it, and I thought it was an easy decision for the referee and the assistant to point to the spot to give Shrewsbury the penalty, and Cummins didn't disappoint. Left-footed strike into the far corner. Goalkeeper Adrian went one way, he puts it the other, and it's certainly game on with, you said, 25 minutes or so left of the 90.
Well, he's never been a player short of confidence, Jason Cummings, the man for the big occasion there. As I mentioned, once scored a hat-trick in the Scottish Cup quarter-final, and he's just scored a big FA Cup goal for Shrewsbury Town. Now they've got the final quarter of the game or so to find an equaliser against the side miles clear at the top of the Premier League, the current European and world champions. And yes, it is a much changed team in terms of personnel for Liverpool, but they are still out there representing Liverpool Football Club. Edwards heads it on, headed away by Ebanks Landell. Cummings with a surreptitious shove on Kirivea. He's come off the top of his head and gone back out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Liverpool right-hand side by Williams. 2-1 to Liverpool, and the winning goal, that bizarre own goal, as things stand at the moment. We've got a quarter of the game to go. Handball by Laurent, the man who won the penalty. Free kick to Liverpool inside their own half.
He's really grown into the game, Laurent. I mean, in the first half, a lot of his work he was doing was in defensive areas of the field. This second half, he was given licence to get higher up the field. He had that shot at goal, which he should have done better with, and obviously brought down for the penalty.
Elliott helping it on here for Divock Origi. It's a little reverse ball inside the penalty area. Liverpool players go down inside the box, but nothing given. And Minamino claiming that he was upended. Play goes on. Shrewsbury can bring it away. They are properly up for this now. They really fancy it. Laurent, goal ball in space to his left-hand side. He's threaded it through for Edwards, who was offside anyway, but he just couldn't stretch to get the ball in his stride. This is a proper FA Cup tie on TalkSport.
Well, the noise in the stadium from the home support is absolutely electric at the moment. I'm looking to our right-hand side where the Liverpool fans are. They're very quiet at the moment. I think they're sensing that Shrewsbury are on the attack here. I thought there when he went forward, I said about Lauren, the difference in his performance this second half as an attacking player has been incredible. He went the wrong way. Goldburn was the ball. It was an easy ball out to the left. He was free as you like. He tried to thread it through for Edwards, who was in an offside position. Just the wrong ball to play there. But Liverpool are on the rack at the minute.
And Williams has given it away. Laurent working it out towards the right-hand side for Donald Love. Love plays it back. Opportunity for Roshan Williams to deliver. The centre half forward from the back into the feet of the excellent Laurent, who twists and turns on the corner of the penalty area. Out to his right-hand side. Love with a chance to deliver. That one swept away by Lovren. Laurent will allow the ball to run over the line and out of play for a throw. He has really grown into the game as the second half has gone on. The man that scored the winner against Stoke in the third round last season for Shrewsbury. Into the feet, Laurent from that throw. It's just been given away. Liverpool the opportunity to bring it forward now. Kirivea out on the left-hand side. 2-1 Liverpool lead with just over 20 minutes to go. Still Liverpool waiting for their first meaningful attempt of the second half. Harvey Elliott drifting away into the far post area. It's half cleared. Cummings will try and get it further away. Jones back towards Williams. Williams to Kirivea. Back from him to Lovren inside the centre circle. This is the best spell of possession that Liverpool have been able to muster for the last 15 minutes or so. Williams will bring it forward again. Kirivea, 20 yards outside the box, into the feet of Minamino. Trying to draw Goss, lays it out towards the left-hand touchline for Laruzzi. In front of the most vocal of the Shrewsbury fans over on the far touchline. Pockets of them jumping up and down in block 19 and really enjoying the moment. 2-1 to Liverpool, but the lead is looking precarious. Minamino. Back for Kirivea. To Elliott. To Kirivea again. Liverpool being forced back by Shrewsbury's press. Lovren's got it. Lovren knocks it forward and it'll go straight out of play for a goal kick, which Max O'Leary will take. 20 to go. 2-1 Liverpool lead. Let's go back pitch side again, Moose.
Yeah, Klopp's had enough. He needs to get control in midfield. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is ready to come on next time the ball is out of play.
Oh, no surprise at that. I just feel the way that Liverpool are playing at the moment. Maybe the last couple of minutes would be better. That's what they should have done when they went 2-0 up. And that's just to move the ball from side to side, make the Shrewsbury players run around, not give them any encouragement to get back into the game. But giving away the ball from Matip, Lovren, Fabinho really gave the edge to the Shrewsbury players. But I've got to say that it's really been Laurent for me in midfield. He's been the driving force. He's been absolutely excellent in the second half.
Harvey Elliott's the man that's come off.
I'm not surprised at that. I mean, I just don't think he was him. To be honest, the way that Liverpool are set up, Origi in the first half was on the left. He's sort of played in a more central role. Minamino's been moving around. They just lost their shape with the front three. They haven't had a lot of ball, in fairness to them. They've been feeding off scraps from that point of view. And I don't know what the tactics are. Thought they were going to play it a little bit further forward like they did in the first half, but they got a bit of joy playing that way.
He backs Landau. Tries to knock it forward from the defensive line for Shrewsbury. It comes straight back again, and Jones can turn in the midfield. Little ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Oxlade-Chamberlain with a first touch, and then a strong challenge coming in on the edge of the box. Curtis Jones. It's a free kick to Shrewsbury, which they wanted to take quickly, but Goss knew he wasn't going to be allowed to take it from there. And as a consequence, play stopped. So Leary, though, is actually going to end up taking it probably from further forward than Goss knew he wasn't going to be allowed to take it from. That's a good 7-8 yards further forward than where the infringement took place. He's launched it forward. Williams, the Liverpool right back, heads it away. Goss has got it again in the midfield. He lays it back for Ebanks Landau. Swung out towards the right hand touchline. Flicked forward cleverly round the corner by Love. Laurent couldn't find Cummings, and Liverpool can bring it away with Oxlade-Chamberlain. Tried a little nutmeg of Laurent, didn't come off for him. His ball forward for Cummings, similarly didn't find its man. Liverpool bring it forward again. Jones, Ebanks Landau dives in, takes it on the chest. Liverpool win the seconds with Fabinho. They work it wide to the right hand side for Williams, into the feet of Jones. Jones back again towards Minamino, and the referee spotted an infringement that I don't think any of the Liverpool players really appealed for, but it is a free kick about 18 yards outside the penalty area right of centre.
Yeah, I think it was Goss, the central midfielder. He just checked the run there of Jones. There's a little give and go between himself and Minamino. He went to get the reverse pass from Minamino, and you can see that Goss just blocked him off. No chance here from this set play for Liverpool. I think it's Oxlade-Chamberlain on it, isn't it? It's going to deliver the ball in to the area. And you've got decent height in there with Matip, Origi's in there, Lovren, Fabinho.
Shrewsbury, for their part, keeping a line just outside the edge of the penalty area. They've all condensed as it swung in, and he really blistered one towards that far post area, which took maybe a couple of Shrewsbury deflections on its way through. Ebanks landed, I think, with the last touch. It is a corner anyway, which will be taken over on the far touchline quickly by Liverpool's Curtis Jones, looking to get daylight between the sides again. That little bit of insurance. High ball in. Matip stretches at the far post in front of the Liverpool fans and can't bring it down. It's out of play for a goal kick, and it's still Shrewsbury 1, Liverpool 2, with 16 minutes to go on Talk Sport.
Well, it's a big 16 minutes, isn't it, for both teams, for the young Liverpool side, and certainly some of the older players are trying to get some fitness work in. You know, how they cope with the pressure that's going to come on to them from Shrewsbury. And Shrewsbury, they've got to keep believing, they've got to keep this tempo up, keep taking the game to Liverpool as best they can, try to force the issue.
There's only been one game all season in all competitions where Liverpool have scored first that they haven't won. And that was the 5-5 draw with Arsenal in the League Cup, where they did go through on penalties that night, but it ended up being drawn. They've won all the rest that they've gone 1-0 up in. Origi here, good save by O'Leary.
That's a great save, Jim. He didn't see it till late, you know, and the ball just skipped off the turf there. A good distance out there, Origi, when he took the shot on. Plenty of power and direction on it, but O'Leary was across his goal smartly to his left-hand side to make the save.
Dave Edwards has moved out to the left flank now for Shrewsbury. Long ball play forward. Oh, it's Cummings, edge of the area, 2-2. What a moment in Shrewsbury Town's history. They have come back from 2-0 down against the world and European champions, the Premier League champions elect. Ball flighted forward, and Jason Cummings off the bench has scored twice. Shrewsbury 2, Liverpool 2. The magic of the FA Cup very much alive in Shropshire.
Oh, Jimmy, he's got absolutely kicked off here, isn't it? The noise in the stadium from the home supporters is absolutely incredible. And another mistake from Liverpool. On this occasion, I think it was Lovren with a poor defensive mistake there, which allowed Jason Cummings in, but he never looked like he was going to miss. You know, you had one or two earlier when Wally went through, you never really anticipated he was going to score. When he went through, you really fancied him, and it was on his weaker right foot, but he drilled it past Adrian into the back of the net. He's gone over to the far side to where it says the spirit of 79, and my word, did they enjoy it as the players went over with the supporters over that side of the field to enjoy the fact that they've got back on level terms. And it's certainly, with 14 minutes to go, game on here.
2-2, and Shrewsbury have scored 3 of them. Let's go back pitch side. Jurgen Klopp is, well, I would imagine incandescently in Abrahams.
Do what he didn't want to do here this afternoon. He's bringing on Mo Salah. He's going to respond to that goal. By the way, the Shrewsbury bench went ballistic at that, but he's going to bring Mo Salah on to win this game. He does not want to replay.
Larouci caught in the midfield. Free kick Liverpool inside the centre circle. 13 minutes for either of these sides to go and win it. And Donald Love is feeling slightly better about life than he did half an hour or so ago. At the moment, Minamino threads it through. Origi, side netting from a tight angle. Keeper had it covered.
Well, he did, but you've got to go across the keeper. It's one of them opportunities when it's played down the channel. You've got to go towards the far post. I'm not sure he caught it as well as we'd have liked there, Origi, but the movement was better. The pass from Minamino. Look where Minamino's now ended up, Jim. He's on the right-hand side. He's playing like as he did against the Wolves when he came on. He's now playing as a right-hand midfield player. Oxlade-Chamberlain's gone over to the left. It's actually Jones that's playing in a more central position. But as I said, they're rocking at the moment, Liverpool. A game they were 2-0 up, in control. All of a sudden they've found themselves back at 2-2. And the driving force has been that midfield performance from Laurent, and obviously the substitution bringing on Cummings has been exceptional.
And now Lawrence held it up well here. Donald Love hitting a right-footed cross first time and, well, let's just say missed the target. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. 78 gone. Shrewsbury 2, Liverpool 2. And they've had their moments in the past. I talked about the 2 Nigel Jempson goals against Everton back in 2003. There was the goals from Paul Maguire and Bob Chapman against Manchester City in 1979. But this will eclipse the lot. You consider everything Liverpool have achieved. And I know that Shrewsbury aren't there yet, but they've come back from 2-0 down to get it back to 2-2. And they have a free kick here on halfway as Sean Whalley is brought down, and Mo Salah Moose is going to come on for Liverpool, but actually not just yet because they're defending this set piece. Shrewsbury will take it. Goss trying to work it quickly. It's come off Laruzzi, out of play for a throw, which will be taken by Love. Only about 25 yards from the corner flag on the Shrewsbury right, down the line, but he's not allowed to take the throw quickly because the substitution will now be made. Ian Abrahams.
Never dreamed that he'd see any action in this afternoon. Joel Matip is coming off, so he's really going for it, Jurgen Klopp, and he's also warming up Firmino. I'm not suggesting Firmino's coming on anytime soon, but I tell you what, if they don't score in the next 5 minutes, I think he probably will be.
So Fabinho dropping back into centre half.
Yeah, well, just with my team, you're obviously coming back from injury, you're going to try and look after him as best you can, but I've got to say between him, Lovren and Fabinho, just far too many mistakes in this game.
And Shrewsbury will get it forward again. It's Cummings, he just came in behind him. Salah will bring it away. He nutmegs Goulbourne, but puts it straight out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Shrewsbury left-hand side by Dave Edwards. Cummings makes his way to the edge of the penalty area. Edwards will leave it for Goulbourne to take the throw. Into the feet of the Scotsman. Back from Goulbourne again to Edwards. Sliding chance from Kirivea, wins it back. Minamino plays it forward. Aaron Pierre chases after it. He's there ahead of Salah. And he gets it back to his goalkeeper, who will be able to clear. Long ball forward. Edwards going up for it with Williams. Cummings does well. Wins the second. Drags it down for Goulbourne. Flights it over the top of Williams, but Cummings can't bring it under control. And it goes through for Adrian. We're in the last 10 minutes on Talk Sport. And it's all square at 2-2.
I'm just looking at Sam Ricketts and he's saying to his players, come on, keep that tempo going. Looks like they're going to make the substitution as we speak. Jim, he's just out getting his coaching staff to bring one of their players that are warming up at the moment to try and come on for the last 10 minutes and really pressurise this Liverpool side. But they're in the ascendancy. You know, everything's with them at the moment. They've pulled it back from 2-0 at the moment.
Aaron Pierre, who's in the Wickham side that lost 4-3 at Tottenham a few years ago, gets it away. And now it's brought down again by Laurent. He has been sensational second half. And he'll chase on the end of this latest ball forward from Whalley. And it's knocked away. 2-2 the score. If you think back to the chances, particularly those two that Whalley had, Lang's missing a one-on-one as well. They had chances to win this, Shrewsbury. And they might yet. Ball's out of play for a throw. Midway inside the Liverpool half. And it'll be taken over on the far touchline by Donald Love. Love in towards Whalley. And Curtis Jones will be able to bring it away for Liverpool. Williams has to retrace his steps slightly, but he can bring it under control. He sent it right-footed over halfway. Headed back, though, easily by Goulbourne down the left. Williams gets there ahead of Edwards. Oxlade-Chamberlain now lays it back through the midfield. Kirivea with a high ball over the top. And Origi is offside. You're listening to Shrewsbury against Liverpool in the fourth round of the FA Cup. It's live on TalkSport with the Fiat Professional range of vans. Get peace of mind with 5 years warranty, 5 years roadside assistance, and 5 years servicing. Terms and conditions apply. Search Fiat Pro 555. And Shrewsbury are going for it. They're going to bring another striker on in a moment. Daniel Udo, the Nigerian, signed from AFC Telford, one of 10 non-league clubs that he's played for. He'll be on in a moment. Edwards claiming possibly some justification. He was pushed over there by Williams. Liverpool allowed to bring it away with Laruzzi. It's lost out. Laurent's won it back. Cummings then played it back into his path, but clipped into the heels of Josh Laurent. But still Shrewsbury have it. Goss back for Ebanks Landell. High diagonal ball forward over the top of Williams' shoulder. Goulbourne drags it back, edge of the area. It's Dave Edwards from distance. Can't get a shot in. Whalley goes down. Flag is up. And when the whistle blew, I just think for a moment a few of the Shrewsbury fans thought they were going to get another penalty, but it was a flag up for offside. Free kick wasted. Liverpool are panicking. Pierre will bring it forward. and will shepherd it out of play for a corner.
I thought that was going to be the moment for Dave Edwards. The Moose mentioned that, how he'd love to get the winning goal in this game, and there was a half an opportunity there when the ball was squared from Goldborn. I thought he was going to hit it first time, got stuck under his feet. He just tried to thread a little ball through for Wally, who went over. I think there was a challenge on him.
Two sides desperate to avoid a replay, particularly though, of course, Liverpool. Shrewsbury have never played at Anfield in their history.
Here comes Daniel Udo, and he's going to replace Sean Wally, who was offside before, but I did tell you that Firmino was getting warmed up and getting ready to come on. Jurgen Klopp is furious the fact he's had to use these players this afternoon. Speaking to someone at half-time, the feeling was that Salah and Firmino just been bought here as an insurance policy. Well, that insurance policy's had to be used. Minamino's gone off. Firmino and Salah for the last 5 minutes to win it for Liverpool.
So Firmino on, Salah drifting out to the right. It's a forward three now of Salah, Firmino and Origi. Dennis Udo, just a few years ago, was playing football for Hoddesdon in the Essex Senior League, the 9th tier. As I say, one of 10 non-league clubs. He scored 19 goals in the National League North last season. And the Nigerian, who came to England as a 9-year-old, yet to score here for Shrewsbury. I just wonder if the script is written. 2-2 with 5 minutes to go. What an engaging FA Cup tie this has been. Lovren finding Fabinho, playing at centre half alongside the Croatian now. Back it goes for Lovren. Will either side be able to create one more clear-cut opportunity? Will they be able to take it? The Meadow, a cacophony of noise. High ball forward, Williams chasing, Goldborn's there first. And Scott Goldborn knocks it down the left-hand touchline. Udo controlling it on his chest. Oxlade-Chamberlain's touch, slightly ill-advised. Laurent trying to make something happen. Into space for Cummings. Adrian there first. Corner of his penalty area, finds touch. Out of play for a Shrewsbury throw, midway inside the Liverpool half.
And then it was just a coming together there between Adrian and Cummings, the goal scorer. Cummings had every right to go for it. Adrian had to clear it. I mean, he came outside his box, he couldn't collect to his hands, he had to play the ball out. They just came together and there was a little bit of pushing and shoving going on. You're right, Jim, can one of these teams fashion one opportunity?
Donald Love's ball inside the area. Udo, it's hit Fabinho on the hand. No penalty given. Edwards is in there, flag up far side. It's going to be an offside. It was a handball by Fabinho. He knew nothing about it whatsoever. And it's going to be a goal kick to restart play.
Well, the fans are adamant there was a handball there, Jim, and it was intentional. I don't think it was. I think it bounced off the turf onto his arm. I don't think he knew a great deal about it. But that was half a chance, wasn't it? And Love scored that OG after a minute of the restart of the second half. He could have been the hero there with that delivery into the box.
Salah now to Oxlade-Chamberlain, running forward towards the edge of the penalty area. 3.5 to go plus stoppage time. 2-2 the scoreline. Liverpool have blown a 2-0 lead here in Shropshire. Ball with Firmino. Out to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Drifting out to the left-hand side for Larouci, who gave away the penalty. Back for Roberto Firmino again on the corner of the box. He lays it back for Curtis Jones. Liverpool are inside Shrewsbury territory as Jones just finds Firmino. He's given it away. And the blue and amber shirts will maraud forward here with Cummings. And it's a poor pass. First mistake he's made since coming off the bench. He's hit it too far ahead of Laurent and out of play for a Liverpool throw.
I'll tell you what, Jim, that was half a chance as well, because you're fancying Laurent with his pace to get in behind Dejan Lovren. And just about the pass from Cummings, he just put too much pace on it, and Harmsley went out for a throw in. But that came about with young Jones giving the ball away. I think Liverpool players, when they look back and reflect on this game, they've been guilty so often of giving the ball away under no real pressure.
Well, it's a learning curve, isn't it? Fabinho out to Lovren. Kirivea has just dropped in to play almost between the two centre halves now for Liverpool, who have possession with Larouci. Over on the left-hand touchline, the Algerian-born fullback finding Origi. Now Mo Salah drifting away towards the edge of the penalty area. Reverse ball in. Origi, good challenge goal, ball inside the area. Edwards will chase after it and has conceded the throw. Maybe just called Williams as well. It's out for a throw to Liverpool. We're in the 89th minute. It's 2-2 on Talk Sport. You can hardly hear yourself thinking here. Fabinho clipping it over the top for the run of Firmino. He's onside, the angle is tight, it's knocked away, Curtis Jones slides in. Shrewsbury had enough for his back. I think it was Ebanks Landell that could slide in, maybe Williams. Between them, they got it clear. Adrian's outside his penalty area. Calmness personified as he just flicks it away from Udo, but play will stop because Shrewsbury have a man down inside their own penalty area, and it's just a chance for a collective drawing of breath as we go into the 90th minute.
I think it's Williams, Jimmy, got the challenge. It was him who made the mistake initially, you know, because he went to clear and it went through his legs. It was Curtis Jones coming in at the far post. Thought he was going to just knock the ball into the empty net, but he got his body in the line of it to clear the danger. But I thought initially with the first ball over the top, I thought Firmino was offside. No flag went up. He just tried to lob it over the top of O'Leary. I think the keeper got a little touch on it, and that's when Williams should have cleared it initially. He didn't, and that gave half a chance for Jones at the far post, but he redeemed himself by getting the block in. I mean, it's so tense here at the minute. The Liverpool fans believe now with Firmino on and Salah, they will get one last chance, and the Shrewsbury fans, well, they're in just dreamland at the moment. 2-0 down against a team like Liverpool. They've pulled it back to get it on level terms, and well, could they go and get a replay and
play restarts? He's done well. He sold Edwards a dummy, a high ball inside the area. O'Leary falling backwards, punched it away. We're in stoppage time. Clip back in, and a header flashes across the face of goal and wide. Chance for Salah just in the opening seconds of the 4 minutes of stoppage time, but he couldn't hit the target. It stays 2-2.
Well, that was O'Leary, I think, who made the mistake, because the initial ball in from Williams was going nowhere near the goal. I think he could have let it go out for a goal kick, but there was no communication. None of his defenders told him to let it go, so he just got a little touch on it. Firmino with a lovely ball in. Salah got across his marker. I think he's only 6 yards out in the middle of the goal. He just tried to nestle it into the far corner, got too much of a glance on it, which took it wide of the target.
What a cup tie this has been. Clearance from Max O'Leary. Cummings going up for it with Kirivea. Firmino brings it down for Liverpool. Larouci, 2 yards inside his own half. Plays it back for Lovren. Lovren under a little bit of pressure from Cummings, who scored the 2 Shrewsbury goals. Played forward through the midfield. Deflected off Laurent. Whacked back forward by Ebanks Landell. Awkward control for Lovren. Gets it up on the back pass for his goalkeeper. Adrian then can just open up the left foot to side-foot it out to Fabinho. 90 seconds into stoppage time, and Liverpool bring it forward again with Oxlade-Chamberlain. 2.5 to go. Forward towards Curtis Jones. Back for Oxlade-Chamberlain again. Nico Williams making a good run forward for him. Oxlade-Chamberlain maintaining possession. Rolls it now into the feet of the young Welsh fullback. Back it comes for Mo Salah. Salah will turn it in his blue boots out towards Lovren. Lovren will make his way forward. Shrewsbury got everybody bar. Cummings back behind the ball. Good header away from Goulbourne, will curve out towards the far touchline. Udo went to clear it with his right foot. It flicked off the toes of his left. Had a play for a throw. 10 quickly. Jones to Kirivea. Into the 93rd minute. 2-2 still the score. Larouci wins a throw, not a corner. His cross was blocked by Udo, went just the wrong side of the corner flag as far as Liverpool were concerned. And in front of several yellow and orange jacketed stewards over on the far side, Larouci will prepare to take this throw. Less than 2 minutes for either side to get the job done here. Ball play back for Lovren. Right-footed ball in from him. Almost got to Origi. Another important defensive header from Ebanks Landell. Shrewsbury trying to break and get it forward quickly. Laurent will take it on 20 yards, 30 yards. Lovren stops him getting any further. Slides it out of play for a Shrewsbury throw near halfway with 1 minute and 20 to go. And it's an excellent throw down the right-hand touchline. Laurent, slightly awkward control. Almost beat Adrian at the near post. Everyone looking for Cummings in the middle. And he went for goal. And Adrian forced to dive at his near post and tip it round for a corner. This to win it for Shrewsbury.
I'll tell you what a save that was, Jim, wasn't it? Because I was expecting Laurent to play the ball to the edge of the box, and he's just whipped it in towards the near post. He's got down so quickly, Adrian, there to just flick it behind for a corner. Last chance this looks like for Shrewsbury to win the game.
Well, if they score from this set piece, then there will be no time for a way back. Left-footed in, swinging delivery. Cummings at the far post has headed it over the bar. Took a near post flick. Adrian stuck in traffic. He came to Cummings so quickly, almost hit his head and bounced over the bar. That half a chance. Then at the other end, O'Leary clears. A high hanging ball which Lovren gets to ahead of Udo. It bounces on halfway. Curtis Jones brings it down. 15 seconds to go. Kirivea, 4 for Roberto Firmino. Firmino to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oxlade-Chamberlain from distance, right-footed effort from him. Pinball inside the area, falls on the edge of the box for Jones. Almost breaks for Firmino. Shrewsbury clear their lines, and they have a replay at Anfield. What an extraordinary transformation in this second half. And the fans spill onto the pitch from the far side to embrace the heroes dressed in blue and amber. A famous day at the Montgomery Water Stadium. An extraordinary comeback. 2-0 down they were at home to the world and European club champions, but the side 16th in League One, who've only won one of their last 7 games in all competitions. Masterminded an extraordinary fight back and had a chance to win it right at the death. Jason Cummings, former Scottish Cup winner, the man who did the damage, keeping his nerve from the spot, firing home a second, and coming a matter of feet away from completing his hat-trick in stoppage time to win it. As it is, the 9,500 here at the Meadow witness an extraordinary cup tie, but still don't know who will be playing in round 5. They're both in tomorrow's draw, but that was an FA Cup tie to savour. Shrewsbury Town 2, Liverpool 2.
Extraordinary scenes, plenty of people on the pitch there as well. The Moose has got Dave Edwards with him.
I have Dave. You told me on Thursday you wanted to get the winning goal today. When he came on your 1 down, then 2 down, I thought you were miles off, and you very nearly did get the winning goal.
I know, yeah, we went close at the end, and I think if you look at the game as a whole, we probably had more clear-cut chances. We was always going to have to ride our luck at times, but as the game went on, I thought that we were going to get that winning goal. Unfortunately we didn't, but the fans will be happy. Trip to Anfield.
What an amazing cup tie though. I mean, you must have thought you were in with a great chance when you got to 2-2.
Yeah, I hope it looked good on telly and everything. It felt hard work when I was playing in it.
That'd be great on Talk Sport, don't worry about the telly.
Yeah. But 2-0 down, everyone thought we would crumble, but we got heart, we got character. This team has got everything you need for a cup tie like this, and we went there and the gaffer put in a game plan. I felt we carried it out, a bit unlucky to be 2-0 down as I said, but we thoroughly deserve to at least get a replay, and that's massive for a club like us, absolutely huge.
You've been there before and won.
Exactly, yeah, I've got won twice at Anfield to hopefully do it 3 times.
You know you're going to have to buy me another coffee before the replay.
I will do.
There we go, Dave Edwards, and how pleased is everybody here, pitch invasion and everything.